What's up? What's up? And welcome to the Arthur Moats Experience. I'm Arthur Moats, and you already know what time it is. And woo, chow, we got one to talk about today. I already had a chance to get some of this off of the boys' chest this morning, man. Shout out to Mark Bergen. And for those of you that haven't already tapped in on that content, man, definitely check it out. Man, him dropped about an hour, I think it was earlier today, man, giving our thoughts on this here debacle, this here situation. But of course, your boy got plenty more to discuss and potentially, man, open up these phone lines because I do like the fact, when it's not just my opinion, my voice, but when we do get a chance to have that interaction as well. 5 o'clock time frame, the homie TG, we should be tapping in with him. We obviously know my dog be busy, he be on the grind, but still think he got time for us today, man. So we are looking forward to that, man, without a doubt. But yeah, interesting weekend. So of course we're gonna talk about the game, the Steelers home opener and everything that transpired on that thing, both positively and not so good. But before we get into all of that negativity, before we get into all of the doom and gloom of that day going game, because I'm like, yeah, we got to talk about it. I don't want to all the way, but we got to talk about it. On the front end, though, do got some other updates, man. Like I said, man, we had the YA Black interview this past weekend, right? Shout out, was it Thursday's live, man? YA Black, Steelers rookie 5th-round draft pick, jumped on the show with us. So that was actually a vibe, man. It was good to have him on with us and talking a little bit about, his story in terms of leading up into joining the Black and Gold, and then talked a little bit also about how he felt in that first regular season game that he played in. So shout out to everybody that has checked out the YA Black interview. If you have not, I definitely encourage you to do that. Like I said, man, he was absolutely a vibe, man. It was fun time having a conversation with him. We also have Mark Bergen, right? We talked about me and him doing our full video, but on top of that, we obviously know that every week on Thursdays, he drops his preview video on the channel, which a lot of y'all been tapping into. So salute y'all. Also, Tanisha from Really Flawed, she dropped her reaction video on the channel yesterday. Seeing a lot of y'all not just watching it, but engaging with it, commenting, knowing that your boy likes to see that right there, man. Because it lets me know that y'all like her. She moving the needle. Y'all digging when she be talking about her. At least it gets the conversation rolling. So I do like that, man. You will continue to see more and more of her. Obviously, me and her typically are on Thursdays. This week she's going to join me on Wednesday for Victory Formation when we talk about the Patriots matchup, man. Get ready for that. So I already know, mark your calendars, all right? And usually every Tuesday, me and her go live around 10 in the morning. Y'all get a special primetime treat tomorrow night, though, all right? So set your clocks on that one, man. We will be at 9 o'clock, I want to say, Eastern Standard Time, man, when me and her get a chance to talk and have a conversation surrounding the game, all right? So like I said, definitely liking that, man, in terms of the content that we are dropping and that we are getting rolling, okay? A couple of, I guess, not even real updates, just life, right? Because it was some crazy stuff that took place over this weekend. It was a nice little boxing match. Bud Crawford, Canelo Alvarez. That was beautiful to see for those that stayed up for the late night on Saturday. And shout out to all my West Virginia Mountaineer fans out there also. All right. It was a backyard brawl over the weekend. Might have been an overtime over the weekend. But shout out to the Mountaineers taking care of business. All right. All I know is I see the post game, somebody was leaking out their nose. And yeah, the other team won. So it was kind of crazy. But shout out to the West Virginia Mountaineers. You know the homie TG gonna be electric. Loving that. So salute to everybody with that, all right? But before we get too deep into this thing, let me go ahead and pay this bill on the front side. So, un momento. All righty, yes, you see the logo, baby, so you know what that means. Today's show is sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook, the top-rated sports booking app in all of North America. Safe, secure, reliable. And we also understand the season is going on. In fact, we're in the heart of the beginning of it, at least in terms of NFL season. And we know there are a lot of teams and a lot of players that get you excited, that make you want to be, one with the organization. But we all don't get that opportunity. But we do get the opportunity to have a little fun on our own. And, for the people that are out there asking those questions, what do you mean? Well, I'm talking about prop bets. I'm talking about same game parlays and all those other things. But specifically, I got a promo code for you. Yeah. When you first make your bet of $5, you use the promo code Moats. You will receive $200 instantly in bonus bets. It's a great concept for you to help you doing your process of chasing a little bit of fun. All right. But more importantly, I can also understand where at times you might get lost in the sauce. Could even develop a gambling problem. For the people that live in New York, you see the number to text. But for everybody else, the digits to dial are 1-800-GAMBLER. I said a 1-800-GAMBLER. Hey, I said you better call 1-800 Now back to regularly scheduled programming, all right? So shout out to everybody. You already know what time it is. Hopefully y'all enjoyed that beautiful rendition. And let's start the show like how we always do. Drop it in the comment section where you are tuning in from so that way I can give you that big boy shout out to start today's show. And of course, don't forget to hit the like button. One time for the culture and subscribe if you are new to the channel. And I am going to also throw it in there too. It's my mama's birthday today. Granted, we know that she passed away, but still happy birthday either way, all right? On the heavenly side. So salute. But let's do it, baby. I see you, Leah Warren, 254 Colleen, Texas. David Decker all the way in the 585 Rochester, New York. And he says, Moats, happy Monday, man. Happy Monday to you. Granted, I wish it was a all the way victory Monday, but unfortunately it's not. So I digress. Mike Hood all the way in the 614 Columbus. Shout out to Columbus. I do see you, Michael Starks, in the 502 Louisville. Absolutely, Louisville, Kentucky. And I see the birthday shout outs coming in from my mama as well. Shout out to Mike T, Leah Warren, and Mike Hood. You know your boy appreciate you. DM4191 all the way in the 760 Oceanside, California. Shout out the Oceanside, baby. Shout out. And I do see you, Somber, all the way in the 760 Palm Springs, California. Shouting out the 757 Norfolk, VA, Shark City. Happy birthday to Mama Most. Hey, appreciate you, baby. Appreciate you. All right. Let's get it. Sir C. Mitch 86 showing love to my mama as well, man. All right. You know your boy appreciate all the shouts, all the birthday love that my mama is receiving, like I said, on her heavenly birthday. All right. So shout out. And I do see you also, Ryan McPherson, in the 602. Arizona. Oh, you know it is a party now because we got AJ Martinez. Shout out to you, AJ. You, of course, make the thing. And I suppose I had been clicking y'all up here. I got distracted a little bit, but I do see you, AJ. Happy heavenly birthday to my mama. Hey, man, I do appreciate you from the heart. All right. Ryan McPherson, I do see you as also, man. I did shout you out, but let me make sure I throw y'all on the camera, man. All right. Because I ain't the only one that gets to. Gotta make sure I got the homie Rod Dollar on the screen. You know the 330 Youngstown, Ohio, Mr. Cheryline. Come on now. You know how we do. And I do see your Shay Z all the way at the 209. Modesto, California. Let's get it. Like I said, man, beautiful day in the neighborhood. Beautiful day. If only yesterday would have went the right way. If only. It was like so close. Yeah, so daggone far away. Holy smokes. Shoot, I'm gonna let y'all decide in the actually I should let y'all decide in the comment section. Where do y'all want to start first? Do y'all want to start on offense? Do y'all want to start on defense? Y'all tell me where y'all want to go first, okay? Because I got time, okay? TG ain't till 5, all right? So y'all let me know who we want to shoot at first, who we want to talk about first. I shouldn't say shoot at. Forgive me for that. I understand. Got to be sensitive right now, okay? But yeah, let's get this thing going. Oh, all right. I'm seeing defense showing up on the front end. So you know what? Let's tap in with defense because I do see your Mike Could hollering about the D line. The Don Hefe Quan said defense. And of course, I see you, Michael Starks, repping defense as well. So we're going to talk about it. Oh, Michael Starks even got specific, putting names on it. All right. So typically, Leah Warren, you know you would get priority over everybody. But since the guys, you know what I'm saying, they was like, yo, rapid fire in it. I gotta show them some love, all right? But you know I got you, Leah. You know I'm coming back to you, all right? But yeah. We have got to talk about it. So I guess before we get too nasty in here, y'all hit the like button one time for the culture. Don't forget to subscribe either if you are new to the channel, because yeah, it was bad, man. Bad. I mean, this is what, back-to-back weeks now, specifically when we're talking about defense, where we've allowed 100+ yard rusher. And it's not even like we talking, oh, it's Derrick Henry. Oh, it's Saquon Barkley. Oh, no, it's Brees Hall, Kenneth Walker. It's just a little bit different, right? And I get it. They all pros because if you make it to this level, man, without a doubt, you got to show respect. You got to acknowledge that these guys are all capable of, creating explosive plays and having success. But that kind of loses its legs when we are saying that this is against the highest paid defense in the NFL. I think when we talk, normal expectations or normal, hey, man, this is what you typically say or how you typically respond, that does get a little bit, I don't want to say lost in this, but it does get a little bit minimized in this because of how much those guys are getting paid and how much they account for in the salary cap, which we know that's a big part of why we have the expectations that we have when we specifically talk our defense. For our defense to look how it's looked these first 2 games, yeah, unacceptable, not good enough in any capacity. I mean, when you're talking about just the simple, what are the Steelers known for, right? Historically, defense, physicality, smashing the run. And we know they like to get after the passer. But in both of those capacities, we haven't seen either one of those taking place consistently. Now, I do feel like after I went back and watched the Seahawks game again, I do feel like we had a little bit more pressure in terms of rushing the passer than I initially felt. But I still didn't feel like it was the environment that should be reflected based on our compensation, right? When we talk about our D-line, we say, man, that's where even more of the money is specifically allocated. Front 7, but we know, man, TJ, Highsmith, Killer Cam, a lot of money there, right? We talk about draft picks, man. Herbig, that's a high-end resource or higher-end resource. Jack Sawyer and company, right? And we're seeing some positivity from those dudes. So I do like that. But it's still this feeling of it's not a hostile environment. We don't feel like whether it was Justin Fields last week or even Sam Darnold yesterday, we never felt like it was, hey, man, they are under duress. They can't throw the football in this environment. If they drop back, good luck, right? We never really felt like that. In fact, it was getting kind of weird, like, oh, shoot, he's dropping back. Oh, is this one of them long over routes? This one of them long crosses? Oh, shoot, it's a deep ball. No, he caught it. Like, it started to feel weird. I wasn't really a fan of that. I ain't like that. I don't know how y'all felt, but I ain't really like that feeling, right? So then we keep it going. And you look at the run game. And like I said, man, back-to-back weeks, 100+ yard rushers, that part is a little bit concerning just because when I look and I ask myself, okay, personnel, what can we turn to or who can we turn to? Everybody's response is Derek Harmon. But Derek Harmon is still not healthy. So my real question now is, what does that look like when it returns? Because it's already a rookie, but is it this week or is it 2 weeks from now? But is it healthy when it gets back out there? Is it healthy, or am I looking at, or am I going to be looking at a compromised version of him? And we know that probably isn't going to give us the results that we necessarily want. So I'm looking, I'm just like, where are my answers at, baby? Where are my answers at? So I didn't feel like this was more matchup related. I do feel like, once again, though, this is I guess the beauty in the nastiness of it. All the mistakes realistically are fixable. When you talk about these runs that are hitting, let's go down the list. You're not going to get a sack on a run play. All right, that's one of them. Second one, you need to have your eyes where they're supposed to be. Okay, so you can see what you're supposed to see. You don't want to see too much, but you also don't want to see nothing, right? You got to make sure that you're seeing the adequate things you're supposed to be seeing. Third thing, and the most important thing, gap discipline. Holy smokes, gap discipline. I'm watching it, and you're just like, okay, you were in your gap this play. Now he's not in his gap. He's not in his gap. And now you're not in your gap. Oh, he's in his, now you're out. And it's like everybody just alternating. And we're just looking, and it's like, okay, versus, all right, that running back not as bad, versus Sharpen, oh, not as bad. Kenneth Walker is like, oh, gash. Another gash to the tune of, oh, it's 3rd and goal from the 19. And this was the one that really had me about to just turn the TV off. I wanted to turn the TV off. I ain't really like how I felt. I never really liked to want to have to turn the TV off feeling, but that 3rd and 19 or 3rd and goal from the 19 when they ran it there, I'm just like, bro, I'm cool. I just need a moment. I really needed a moment, man. But the frustrating thing is, we know we're talented, right? Heck, even in the same game, I forgot who it was that brought up Patrick Queen. Shoot, I thought Patrick Queen, low-key, was putting together a heck of a game, man. Tackles for loss, flying around, looking energetic, enthused, passionate, good body language. But then we understand that he had some type of injury. I think it was the rib and a wrist. But it looked like as the game went on, especially late in the fourth, we started to see him kind of laboring a little bit. And that's the frustrating thing, where you're like, man, you were looking nice, but we need to finish. Now, if it was a health part, I get it. We can't, we don't get to determine who's healthy and who's not. But when you're out there, you're out there. And that's the part that, like I said, was a little bit frustrating. Peyton wasn't the other one. It's like, man, you saw them have flashes early on, but then you saw some stuff on that tape where you're like, bro, fullbacks should never have that type of success against Pittsburgh Steelers linebackers. Like, we got to bully fullbacks, man. You can't allow fullbacks to exist on that field, man. They giving up too much information. So if they're going to tell you where this thing is going, you got to make them pay for that, man. And unfortunately, yesterday, yeah, that was not the case. Yesterday, man, that fullback won a little bit too much of those point of attack blocks in the whole blocks. And you're like, whoa, baby, can't have that on the tape, man. Can't have that. So that's the part where it's like, okay, if we are going to have a little bit more of an athletic approach at linebacker, right? Smaller sideline to sideline guys, then the onus becomes more on D-line. Man, you guys have to win up front. You guys have to be fundamentally sound, gap discipline. And the one that has really bugged me the most these first 2 weeks is the pad level. They're playing way too high. Way too high. So we're looking at dudes that we know are big and strong, but they're not holding their ground. In fact, they're getting moved out their gaps, and some of them getting put on their backside, which is that can't be happening, man. That can't be happening. So to me, I look at it and I say, okay, what is the reasoning behind it? Part of me says the lack of no preseason, I do think, impacted them, because now you're getting this on the fly. Any of the things that you need to work through, whether we're saying it's communication, whether it's just getting your lungs conditioned to be playing in a real game, whether it's the coaching staff sideline to on-field communication to make sure we're all seeing it and all on the same page with it. Those are some of the things where you're just like, man, that is what you unfortunately lose by not playing everybody and planning for, the traditional amount of time in the preseason. But I get it. Health is what we do feel like is the most important part. So this is a part of that. This is the byproduct of it. So it's hard to have that patience, but at the same time, this is a part of that patience, right? Because we say, man, first 4 games, we're gonna learn. We're gonna learn a lot about who we are, and then from there, it's when you start making changes, right? All right, this guy just isn't cutting it, man. We need to pull him out the lineup. All right, this guy, he's doing a lot better, man. We need to increase his role. But after 2 games, you're still kind of up in the air, right? Because last week, certain parts of the team we looked really good, and other parts not so much. This week, we saw where some of that kind of flipped, but then we saw some things that still kind of stayed true. Now, the other part that I can't lose sight of, and obviously I said it with Patrick Queen, but this is also with just the defense as a whole, we got to get healthy. No Derek Harmon right now, right? He's still been out. We haven't seen him regular season just yet. Probably won't see him this weekend, right? Alex Highsmith. We said, man, he was first coming back from one injury, and now he just sustained a high ankle sprain, which is probably going to sideline him for another, 3 to 4 games realistically. Talked about Deshaun Elliott, right? Knee injury, man. We're going to be missing him for some time. Also, Joey Porter Jr., hamstring. We still trying to see when that's going to be able to work its way back, right? If and can it get back healthy sooner rather than later? And those are just 4 key contributors, 4 people that we kind of fancy them as starters or impact players for us on defense. So that part does have an effect, right? When we talk about next man up, yeah, we say next man up and it does matter, but there still is context because there's a reason why we drafted Derek Harmon in the first round. Some of the stuff that we are seeing in the interior part of our defense, we knew last year that we had some of these issues, and that's why you go in there and you draft a D lineman in the first round. Problem is, he just isn't healthy right now. So we know that, hey, until he gets back out there, this is kind of what we have to deal with, so to speak, in the kind of byproduct of that. The other injury that I kind of slipped my mind on, but now I actually thought of that as well. We say, man, Patrick Queen and Peyton Wilson are our sideline to sideline guys. We say our thumper is Malik Harrison, right? He also got hurt in the game. So we're just looking at the amount of injuries that you are sustaining on defense at some of those critical positions. And yes, does that have an impact? Absolutely. Is it an excuse? Absolutely not. When you think about the compensation that those guys receive, but that part does have an impact. And even with that, it was still a moment in time where post Caleb Johnson, kickoff return situation, we still were in the mix. We still had it on the table. It was a 7-point game, right? We had just cut it down to 7 points after Boss hit the field goal. Everything's looking good. Everything is looking like, all right, we got a shot, man. Get us a stop. Let's get up out of here. They're ready to settle for the give up field goal, right? 3rd and goal from the 19. They were playing give up ball. Let's go ahead and run this ball, kick the field goal next play, and we allow a touchdown off of that, man. That's the thing that said it really just whatever slither of hope that there was remaining, whatever little ounce of, hey, man, we can't, if we just get this stop right here. The same way last week, man, it was like, yo, we don't need a ton of stops, but hey, when we needed it, Jalen Ramsey, the defense provided it. It was feeling like, all right, just give us that. And instead, we got the alternative. The 3rd goal for the 19 touchdown. And it was just like, man, that's the frustrating thing, man. That's the part that, like I said, you don't want that on your tape, man, because what do you think New England is going to be thinking now? Man, we could run the ball on these dudes, man. Right? We could definitely run the ball on these dudes, and we don't got to get cute. Line up right in front of them, blow them off the ball, fullback if you want to, but they can't hit us. They can't hit like we hit, man. We're more physical. That's what they looking. That's what they saying. They also got questions about the D ball. Man, 2 weeks now, dudes been kind of getting, ran away from. All right. We know that that's part of playing man-to-man, especially with some of those more shiftier, speedier guys. We know Cooper Kupp went healthy. He's one of them dudes, but specifically Jackson Smith and Jigba is a dude that, like I said, we talked about. We liked him a lot. We think that, he's a good player. Not anything crazy, but we think he's a dang good player, though, right? So it's like when you even seeing that, you're like, all right, I get it. But still, that. Nah, we ain't got time for that. So to me, that's kind of my energy with the defense right now. I'm still not, panic mode, pull the plug, but it's like, yo, after 2 games, that definitely has me a lot more alert. All right. I'm a lot more focused on them. I'm over here like, all right, now, baby. I ain't panicking. But bruh, can I get splash? We got the interception from Jalen Ramsey. That was good, but we know with Jalen Ramsey in terms of yesterday's performance, a little bit of a mixed bag, right? Has some really good plays, has some plays where you're like, dang. But to be, it's like, yo, we want to see dominance, man, from that side of the ball. And that's the expectation. And I don't think that we're wrong. Any of us are wrong for having that expectation when you talk about the resources that have been allocated specifically to that side of the ball. So that's the part for me, man. We're early on. We will see about this defense, but yeah, slightly frustrated right now. Slightly frustrated with them dudes, man. But let me see what we have in the super chat bottle. Oh, shout out to Official Momentum. Always good to have you back in the building. You know, I appreciate you anytime you pull up. All right. He says, get the bad out now, then hit us. Or he says he'd rather get the bad out now than hit us after the bye week, which we did experience. And we know what that feels like when it's post-bye bad shenanigans, right? All right, next up, shout out to the homie Mike Hood. He says, Mr. Moats, salute to you. No, salute to you, Mike Hood. Hey, and I appreciate you too, because you be tapping in. All right, it don't matter when we on with who. You be tapping in. All right. So from the heart, you know I appreciate you, baby. He says, did you notice some of the scheme changes, having multiple offense or multiple outside linebackers at the same time, i.e., TJ Watt, Jack Sawyer, Nick Herbig? I think the blitz packages look better, but don't stop the run. LOL. Yeah, so I did see that, and that is something that when everybody is healthy, they do want to do more of. But as you also brought up, the downside to that is, yeah, the weakness is run at it until that group either is, because even when you're putting them out there, you're putting them out there because it's obvious passing situation. It just sucks that on occasion, yeah, you might get a red call while that's out there. But having three ultra athletic pass rushers, dudes that know how to win one-on-ones on the field at the same time, that is what you're looking for. My critique to it, and me and Mark Bergen talked about this a little bit earlier, I'm all for creativity. I'm all for getting all these guys out there. But what I'm not a big fan of is if I don't get the same version of TJ Watt that I'm accustomed to, that I'm paying $40+ million to. And what I mean is this: you watch TJ when he's rushing off his natural side, the left side, man, he's rushing here on fire. He's not thinking or looking, he's just going. Whereas at times when you see him have to move around, it almost like slows him down a little bit. And I think that that's kind of helps the O-line more than hurts him. But you can also see where schematically it could do some things to create some free runners. So I'm torn between that, because part of me is like, yeah, we want more pressure, more consistent pressure. And obviously they put a lot of attention on TJ. But if that means that, hey, man, this could be a prime pass rush opportunity, and I'm watching TJ be over here having to loop around running the game, I'm just over here like, I'm torn. All right, I'm torn. And especially if it doesn't result in a sack or a big hit, I'm just like, bro, why are we getting cute? It's kind of like when we watch this on offense, right? You got to play that works. You know that play works, but instead of calling that over and over, hey, let's call this instead. Let's spice it up. And you're like, bro, we don't got to reinvent the wheel. We know this works. So that's why I'm always like torn with some of those packages like that. But I did notice it, man. I definitely did. And anytime you're able to get Sawyer, Herbig on the field while still having TJ out there, I like that too. I think for me though, keep Watt at the left. I like Herbig at right, or let him be the kind of Roman dude, and then flip flop him and Sawyer. Obviously, Highsmith is capable of that also. I just wasn't a fan of when I saw TJ have to go on that right side. That's all. That's my only grievance with it per se. But shout out to you though, Mike. And I like the fact you picked up on that as well, man. All righty. Shout out to the homie Shay Z. Also, he says we draft monsters year after year on paper, and they either leave the team and don't live up to the hype. Where is our development? Too many new faces. Well, we focus on that because obviously it's our team and we feel like we're the only ones that deal with that. But the league lets you know that that's not just a Steelers problem, that's everybody's problem. League average 2.5 years, 3 years max, right? So that's letting you know that every year to 2 years, you're gonna have massive roster turnover. Okay. So with I point to as the development dudes in terms of draft picks, you say TJ, you bring up Cam, right? We talk about let's see, because obviously dudes that just got paid, Dan Moore, Najee Harris, they were developed guys, right? Dan Moore was the epitome of developed. You didn't draft him in the fourth to think he was going to start every game for 4 years here. Nah, you thought he was going to be a depth guy, backup guy. He turned into a 4-year starter, went out there and had the biggest, most lucrative, O-line contract this offseason. That's development. Now he left, and he left because of what? We drafted Troy Fautana and Roger Jones, right? So I look at those and I say, okay, who are some other dudes that we point to as development pieces? We don't feel good about Alex Highsmith. That's homegrown. That's developed. That's the second contract. So it's like I get the feeling that we're not developing our guys, but it's like, man, a lot of teams don't develop their guys because it's just that hard to play at this level. And that's why we also say that, man, if you think that the draft is the end all be all and it's going to save you for your roster, you're doing yourself a disservice. You better look into them free agency markets. You better look into that trade market because you need all of that when constructing your roster, not just, hey, we only want our homegrown guys and these are the dudes we deal with. I get that was how it used to be, but that's not the case in today's NFL, man. You got to use all of these tools that are available to you when building your roster. So I don't care if Jalen Ramsey was homegrown and we paid him 30 times to get to where he's at, or if you went out and acquired him via trade this offseason. Just get the talented player. And I think that that's what the Steelers have evolved to, and we're seeing some of the pros and cons to that. When you bring in different personnel, yeah, some people, have different styles that you have to get acclimated to. Same thing with hiring from within. We talk about the Steelers traditionally want to hire and promote from within, but we've also seen where a guy like Terrell Austin, right? That's an outside hire. We talk about how a guy like Arthur Smith is an outside hire. So when you bring those dudes in, yeah, there's an acclimation, this adjustment period. But as long as you're finding the recipe of whatever it is, coaching and player wise, is going to put us in the best position to be successful, that's all you're hunting. That's all you're looking for. So I don't necessarily personally get too caught up in who or how they got here. It's more so, what are they doing now that they are here? Are they producing or are they not producing? Because to me, I think that that's the name of the game. We know every year is year to year, even contract wise, right? Outside of maybe TJ Watt, who on the contract right now, or TJ Watt and DK Metcalf, right? We'll probably say those two, but who else are we saying, hey, 100% guaranteed they're here next year? None of their contracts are like that. Everybody is potentially up for debate, right? And we saw that even with a guy like Minkah Fitzpatrick. Oh, Minkah would never be traded. Oh, okay, till it happens, right? So that's the thing where it's just less about how they're getting here, more about once they are here, are they producing or not? Are they developing in that capacity or not? So when we have them in the contract, we get the most out of them. And to an extent, we would say that we do get the most out of our players before they leave. Usually when they leave, so that part I do feel good about. Prime example, Deontay Johnson, right? We would all agree. DJ's best years professionally have been Pittsburgh and Pittsburgh exclusive right now. So we'll see, man. But I get it, though. Trust me, I get it, man. When they're, especially when the guys that we talk about from a draft standpoint, man, we do have high expectations for when they don't hit the ground running, right? And we go back and we're like, man, he ain't work. Yeah, it does get very frustrating, 1,000%. But don't feel like it's just the Steelers that deal with that. That is league wide, man. That's why the draft is what the draft is. It's literally a crapshoot, man. Literally a crapshoot. All righty. But shout out the auto, man. I do like that, man. I definitely do. But trust me, there's a long list of players that have actually developed and have had a lot of success throughout their time in the NFL that were drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers and had that success in the black and gold. But either way, let's get it going, baby. Let's get it going, because I do like how y'all are, voicing this, man, talking about it, baby, because I don't be wanting to be the only one to be upset. I don't like being the only one to be walking around like, bro, we really lost. Bro, we really lost to the dang on Sam Darnold led Seattle Seahawks. Forgive me, with all due respect to Sam Darnold. I'm just like, bro, what are we doing? Like, ew. But I digress. All right, we got another super that just pulled up. Shout out to y'all in the building as well, man. All right, I ain't even proofreading, so hopefully you don't get me fired today. But still, King Nady says that game sucked. Wifey birthday was yesterday. Dang. Oh, that blows. Oh, that's tough. Not on wifey's B-Day. Definitely not on wifey's B-Day. But he says, it was good to see you again, Moats. Fans had you working with the autographs, laughing out loud. A great interview. Hey, Still King, always love, I appreciate you anytime you pull up. And yes, man, that was a fun interview, but afterwards it did kind of get a little chaotic in a good way. All right, shout out to everybody that did pull up. We be on them timing things, man. I be over here like, yo, I'm about to get left. And then the security, the escort be over here like, bro, we got to go. And I'm like, yo, I'm listening to this guy telling me about his pops. He's 85. He's traveling. This is his first home game. And I'm like, how do I not sit here and take the picture with him, right? Or I'm listening to the other dude and it's like, hey, this is my son. This is his first football or his first Steelers game. He's 6 years old. And I instantly think of when my little guy was 6 and I brought him around and he got to meet the players. And I'm like, I gotta stay here, man. All right. So yeah, that's definitely the pull at the end. But I do appreciate everybody that does make it out there. Yesterday we had a chance to interview Ryan Mundy, retired Steelers safety, former Michigan Wolverine, West Virginia Mountaineer, local product, man, in terms of Woodland Hills. We will have that interview up. I'm giving y'all the heads up now. It's gonna be a little bit condensed, man. First home game. All right. Shout out to them technical difficulties. Okay. And I don't want to put out a product that, we don't stand by from a quality standpoint. All right. So we just going to modify that thing and get you right to the good stuff. So that way it'd be a good visual experience for you and audio as well. All right. But shout out to you, those things. Still King Nate, though, man. Always love. Always love. All right. So if I remember correctly, though, when I first asked, we said, yo, what did y'all want to talk about first? A lot of people brought up defense, which I do appreciate because I did want to get that off my chest. I did not want to wait for that one. But let's get to the next thing that we got to talk about surrounding this game. All right. So, Leah, I think it was you earlier that said you wanted to talk special teams. I think that was you. Did you say special teams or did you say 20? All right. I'm waiting on Leah. Leah, you drop it in the comment section where we are going next. All right. And we're going to go there. All right. We're going to get it off our chest. But in the meantime, I do see the homie Tito with the good vibes, being an absolute rock star at life, paying it forward and supporting the channel. I appreciate you from the heart. And to the individual that just received that membership, welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. And for all the members that are out there, just remember, you do get special one-off videos. I think the one that we just released actually is a little bit of my behind the scenes as I'm driving into the stadium, getting ready for that game day yesterday, but also you get the full versions, the full length versions of all of the Master Moats film sessions. If you've seen, man, especially the ones that we've released this season, they are longer than the ones that go out to the general public. All right. And we do got another one that'll be cooking up soon. I'll shout out to DD Smalls in the background. He already done got the film for me. I just got to go over here and get active on it. All right. So should be getting towards that either later tonight or tomorrow time frame. All right. So y'all will be getting that soon this week. Okay. But shout out to Tito, man. Shout out to all the members that are out there. And all righty, Leah Warren. Shout out to you, Leah. She says she wants to talk 20. So let's talk a little 20 ball. Let's talk 20. Obviously, this is the Caleb Johnson portion of the show. And yeah, tough situation for him yesterday. Whenever you have a mistake, especially in the game, but whenever you have a mistake that not just results in points, but you can go back at the end of the game, and especially if the team loses, you can point and say this was one of those deciding factors, or this was one of those more weighty plays. That is very tough, right? Because obviously, man, nobody is waking up and trying to fail or trying not to succeed. The same way everybody as individuals, man, we put in all our work to be the best husbands, wives, fathers, sons, daughters, mothers, co-workers, etc. Those dudes do the same, right? But the crappy part is this, though, man. None of us are perfect. So when this mistake happens, man, And when it's filled with the emotions as well of a competitive game where we're in the heart of this thing and we're seeing, hey, bro, you just simply got to just go touch it. Go put a knee on it and we straight. We Gucci. We could make everything else work. Heck, even if we lost the game, we still felt fine about it. That's the part that, like I said, it hurts a little bit more because it felt more like lapse of judgment versus not good enough, right? Not a skill issue, but lapse of judgment, right? And to me, yeah, it's easy to sit here and say, man, it's one or the other, right? It was either the coach or the player. I look at both of the dudes. I say both of you guys have, a role in this, Danny Smith and Caleb Johnson. Because even though I know Danny Smith has already went over this, why? Because I've been in those meetings. It's one of the first things he talks about with returners is specifically guys that are coming from college, because the rules are different in terms of at this level, you do have to go physically down those balls, man, that do land within the playing zone prior to going into the end zone. Whereas collegiate, that's not the rule. Collegiate, you don't have to worry about that. Once it gets into the end zone, you're good. Dead, hey, ball's dead, man. You're good. But that's also one of the things we have to talk about when we say kids coming from college, you hit the ground in college, the play is dead, right? So as a defender, you see the receiver fall down, you think I don't have to touch him. NFL level, you have to go touch that player. Otherwise, he is alive. He can get up and go run. Those are the little differences, right? If you're on offense, man, you hit the ground in college, play is dead. Don't get up. What are you doing? Don't waste our time. Professionally, hey, bro, if nobody touch you, get up and go. But those are some of the things that even though we feel like they're routine, because you don't really see it happen often, because at this level, we talk about the rules, you spend a good amount of time on them. That is one of the things that when you see it happen, it's very unfortunate. It's very frustrating. And I mean, shoot, this is what they brought up the stat. This is the first time in dang near 40 years that something like that has happened where the kicking team scored on kickoff. Like, how the heck you do that? What? It's crazy. But with Caleb Johnson, from my perspective, he is in a little bit of a danger zone for a couple of things. I don't envision it being anything where you talking about losing a roster spot, but what he is in danger of is that active spot, right? When you're saying on game day, we can only dress a certain amount of players, and we go through and we say, okay, who gets a helmet and why? Justify your existence. We talk about O-linemen, right? You got your starters, but you also got your backup O-line. Backup O-line, their value is what? Man, you better be able to play multiple offensive lineman position. And yeah, if we need you on kickoff return, which they don't even use that anymore because they've switched up, the form of it. Yeah, we know you better be able to play multiple O-line spots. If you're a backup wide receiver, you better be able to cover kicks, play special teams, right? Corners, linebackers, etc. So when we look at Caleb Johnson from a running back's perspective, we say, okay, if you're not RB1 or RB2, right? Jalen Warren and Kenneth Gainwell, who the Steelers feel are the better players, at least right now, then you have to bring value elsewhere. Okay, so now we go to special teams. And as a special teams dude, you are either a return man or you're a cover guy. Guys that can't return kicks have to go cover kicks and block for the return man. Typically, running backs don't want to do that part of it. That's why they become return men. I know we're going to bring up his speed or the lack thereof, but my rebuttal is, have you seen LeGarrette Blount? He was a heck of a kickoff return guy, and he wasn't a 4.5 or 4.4 guy either. It's just, you got to know what you're doing. And it's the mentality of, man, I'm trying to make a play versus I don't want to get hit too hard or I don't want to mess up, right? Or just overthinking it. Those are some of the frustrating things. Heck, even Travion Henderson is up in New England running back kicks. And we know, yeah, he's a faster straight line guy. But when you are simply talking about the nature of running back kicks, it's not a lot of that pretty stuff. It's literally catch it and run through the smokestack. Make sure you got a stagger in your stance, elbows in tight. So if you do happen to muff it, it's right in front of you. But after that, hey, man, all gas, no brakes. If you stopping your feet on kickoff, unless you're Dante Hall, right? You are not about to score, Devin Hester included, right? You're not about to score. You run back kicks by full speed, like a NASCAR driver, riding through the crash, through the smokestack. Hit the gas. Don't stop. We're going to come through it. Straight like that. So that's the mentality. That's the coaching point. But when I watch him, it's just like, dang, man, we're missing that right now. And part of me is, as a young player, I get it, man. You think about it a lot. And last week, man, he had the fumble on kickoff return as well. And we know it's like, bro, you can't put that ball on the ground. Now, in this week, man, you have a lapse in judgment, but either way, it ends up as a turnover. But this time it results in points and we lose. You could just see how the accumulation effect happens now. But for me, man, when I look at Caleb, I say, man, all right, yeah, 2 bad weeks. So what? The only thing that's going to make that better is you showing up to work. You getting in the film room, you getting in the lab, you having more detail in your work, because at the end of the day, anybody that is, apologizing for you, it's all well and good, but that's not going to save you from what has to happen. What has to happen is you got to go back on that field and start to earn your respect back, earn your trust back, because it's just hard for the organization to trust you based off of what you put out there these first 2 games as a younger player. This is traditionally why younger people don't get opportunities or significant opportunities, just because it's a lot of uncertainty with them. You see them collegially, they look like gods at times. You bring them to this level where it's, more balanced out from a talent perspective, and more of the mental element becomes a bigger factor. And now you'll see dudes, have a little bit more of a growing process or learning curve. So to me, I'm not giving up on Caleb Johnson. I still think he has plenty of juice, and he's going to come back around, and we're going to need him in a major way at some point in time this season. Shoot, I think we need him sooner rather than later, but that's, to help us with this here run game. But I do understand, though, man, if Caleb is in the doghouse with the organization for a little while, man, in terms of Coach T and them, because, yeah, it's back-to-back weeks where you haven't done your job to the level that we say is varsity. As a return man, your first rule is to catch the ball. Your first rule, catch the ball, get possession. We have to have possession. The last thing, right? If you score, great. I don't care if you never get a yard. But we've said always, if you're a punt returner or a kick returner, your main role, your main priority is possession of the ball. We got to get the ball. So to me, that's the part that, yeah, I know that frustration. I know what they feeling. And yeah, it's unfortunate, but for the young guy, man, I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that he going, respond to this adversity. And that's the beautiful part about life. Heck, man, you can feel like you're on the mountaintop one day, man. Adversity hit. Now you all the way in the valley. But shoot, this gives you another opportunity to overcome, to prove, right? And we're going to find out. But shoot, he wouldn't have been at this level if he wasn't good enough. And that's the thing that we got to remember. And I know people are going to say, well, man, he never did kickoff return before. And that's all well and good. The Steelers wouldn't have put him out there if they didn't think he was capable. They have seen him take every single rep, returning kicks, catching kicks at this level through training camp, through rookie mini camp, through OTAs, right? So they've seen this. They watch it daily. In fact, that's how you start every practice. I used to do it as well. All right, you got the punt jugs machine over here. You got the kickoff jugs machine over here. And that's what you do to start your practice before we actually start real practice. You go over there, you catch a couple punts, got to catch a couple kickoffs. If you're a person that handles the ball, or if you're a person that is a skill player, whatever, where there might be a chance that you could be back there catching anything, yeah, you're doing it. You're going through that. So he gets the repetition. He's going through all this process. And that's why I can tell you this knowledge, because it's like, yo, if I know it and I'm not even that, I for a fact know he's heard this because it's the same person teaching it, Danny Smith, right? So that's the thing that I say, man. He'll be straight, man. He better get that thing rolling because he's capable of it. He's for sure capable. But that's only lip service until he actually implements it and lives it, man. So we shall see. All right, all righty. We did get another super chat. Shout out to Steven Smith. I should start proofreading these. I be just tripping sometimes, man. I just be over here like, I'm gonna just throw it on the screen. It is what it is, bro. But I appreciate y'all holding me down. All right. Appreciate y'all. Steven Smith, not to be confused with Steve Smith either. All right. He says, Moats, appreciate the way you provide fair and balanced takes. First off, I'm not fair, nor am I balanced. All right. I'm very heavy-handed. I judge. I critique with the iron fist. All right. He says, how much did injuries impact yesterday? Also, with Cam and TJ taking reps off in camp, could that be affecting the flow of the defense's front? Man, first off, Steven, I think those are all really good questions, man. The injuries of the impact of the injuries, was that felt yesterday? Absolutely. You look at the fourth quarter, I do feel like Patrick Queen's production dipped a little bit as the game went on due to some of the injuries that he was sustaining in game. I do feel like the lack of a Deshaun Elliott out there, granted, Juan Thornhill and Chuck Clark, I thought played well. I thought they did some good things, but their ability to not just tackle the run, but the style in which they do it. It was one play where you're watching Kenneth Walker and he put the safety standing in cinder blocks, man. It's like, whoa, bro, you can't allow him to and step around you like that. Whereas with Deshaun Elliott, I don't think we've really seen him look like that with us. Typically, Deshaun is one of those, not just a tackler, he's a knockback tackler, meaning no yards after contact. We're kind of missing that element, and we understood that was the byproduct of no Deshaun Elliott, but I do think that has impacted us and impacted us specifically yesterday. No Derek Harmon over these first two games for sure has impacted us. It's not a surprise. As much as I'm a fan of Loudermilk, YA Black, I'm drawing a blank on my other guy, Quale. As much as I like those guys, they're unfortunately not Derek Harmon. And we have to understand we drafted Derek Harmon in the first round for a reason. Those guys I just named aren't first rounders. So for me to act as if my expectations for them are the same as Derek Harmon, I would be lying to you. They are not. So part of this, I'm a little bit softer on it because of that, but I'm more upset about the gap discipline, because those are the things that, to me, when I look at gap discipline, when I look at pad level, that doesn't take skill. That just takes you being disciplined and doing what you know how to do over and over, because that's literally how we start every practice in terms of running through the shoes, right? In terms of staying low, in terms of hitting on the rise, in terms of having tight elbows and having those inside hands getting to the stern wheel, your chest plate. Those are the things that we work on D-line wise, right? Why do I know? Because it's also linebackers. You work with the D-line. They same place, man. We all in the same family with it, all right? So the injury part for sure has impacted us, man. But like I said, the beautiful part is these aren't season-ending injuries. We're not saying none of these guys are coming back. We look at Derek Harmon and we saying that's 2, maybe 3 more weeks, right? We're saying Deshaun Elliott, hopefully, 2 weeks, right? We look at Alex Heisman, we say, man, 3 to 4 weeks, hopefully, right? So we at least know these guys are coming back to us. And I do think that will help us out. In terms of Cam and TJ taking some time off, negative, sure. But as a whole, I don't feel like they have been the issue. I think TJ was still productive. It just hasn't been loud in the sense of him having the splash sacks, but he's still getting, a TFL here, a pressure there, some tackles there and stuff like that. I just feel like with him and Cam, we're still waiting on the sexy play. Now, Cam gave us that yesterday, man. The tip pass that Herbig ultimately intercepted. Cam, man, did his thing with that. I think Cam has been really consistent also with his pad level. And I think that's why I'm able to point out the other guys. Because when I look at Cam as like the super vet, I'm like, bro, he's technically old for NFL age, right? Didn't do any realistic training camp, all season stuff, but yet he's still our best interior D lineman. That's the part where it's frustrating, because you're like, man, y'all guys are younger. Y'all guys watch this dude. Y'all know what he's capable of, man. Match that energy, man. Because if y'all can, not only does it make this defense better, but y'all are even going to get compensated better. Feel me? Like, who doesn't want to be patted on the back? Who doesn't want to get paid more? And it's a simple concept of, bro, just do your job. We didn't ask you to go above and excel. No, we just do the bare minimum. Do your job. So I do feel like I said, man, the injuries have impacted that more so than Cam and TJ's time off. But as a whole, dudes have to get better, because we all are still going to say the same thing. Yeah, Most, that sounds good, but it's still the highest paid defense in the NFL. We can't be talking about all these other things when this is still the highest paid defense in the NFL. It's like, hey, bro, figure it out, man. And we know that this is the byproduct of that. Okay, when a handful of guys account for the majority of the money and other guys get hurt, or a draft pick, a high-end draft pick gets hurt, I get it. It sucks. It messes you up. But this is why we're like, hey, bro, when you make this move, you know what comes with that. You still got to figure it out. So hopefully the boys figure that thing out sooner rather than later. Because I ain't trying to see another week of us allowing 100 plus on the ground, man. Like, we got to chill with this, man. Got to chill with this. All right. Tons of fun. Shout out to you also, baby. He says 30 plus points back to back against the defense. Absolutely sick. Right. Aaron Rodgers getting sacked, / throwing picks. Caleb Johnson will never recover. With Cam, has anyone checked on Danny Smith? Shout out to my dog, Danny Smith. All right. Danny Smith is at least found some saving grace in Boz, right? Consistency. Is that considered development? Because he was on the street multiple times released before he joined the Black and Gold. And now he's the best kicker in the league. So do we consider that development? And then do we actually care about how he joined the squad also? Because he technically wasn't drafted. He was a street free agent that we signed in the middle of the season after going through, Scobie and company. I just, just asking, man. Because, he's for sure what it was for us, baby. But, man, it's a lot of negativity going on right now, man, and rightfully so. And until the dudes step it up and do what they are capable of, like I said, I ain't asked them to do anything special. It's like, we just know that they're better than what they're doing right now. So I'm with you. But since you did bring up Rodgers and them sacks and INTs, can I just say, shout out to Broderick Jones? I know I shouldn't be saying these things. I know it. But shout out to Broderick Jones, okay? Because, to me, Broderick was kind of all right this past game, all right? I know we don't talk Broderick Jones. I know last week he was, what they say, you can't play the guy. You can't put him out there. Like, y'all love when I say that. It's unplayable. That's my voice. Unplayable. But shoot, you can make a case he might have been our best offensive lineman yesterday, bro. I'm over here like, all right. Yep, handling against the regular quick game, handling against the extended drop back pump fake. I'm like, man, shoot, realistically, the 2 sacks that Rodgers took was low key on him. I'm like, Rodgers, you hold that ball for a mighty long time, bro. Like, I'm with you on your trust, but bro, you're trusting. That's what I low key counted. It was like dang near 5 seconds, bro. It was like 5 seconds on the sack. I'm like, it's a long time to be blocking. Long time. Because if I'm a pass rusher, I'm over here like, hey, bro, 5 seconds. I better have gotten home by now, man. If I'm in coverage, you imagine covering somebody for 5 seconds. You like, hey, bro, what are y'all doing? Right? What are y'all doing? But I like what I saw from Broderick. And I also am not surprised by it either. Because we said it. Say, better matchup this week. Boy, in my fade, DeMarcus Lawrence is like, name-wise, sure. Especially with Lawrence, but it's like, man, skill-wise, they're not doing that right now. And you look at what Broderick possesses from an athleticism standpoint, it's like, he looked good. I thought he put one of his best games at the NFL level yesterday in terms of run blocking and pass blocking. Heck, the play, I wish I remembered exactly who Rodgers hit. It might be Calvin Austin on the long. I think it was Calvin Austin on the long reception he had. But you watch Broderick, he's pass block, his guy goes in, almost trying to do a stunt. He collapses the whole side of that line as Aaron Rodgers is rolling out, dumps it off to Calvin, and Calvin does the rest. It's like, that's what we want to see. When I'm thinking of what a first round tackle should look like, when I'm thinking of what a bully should look like at that position, that's what I want to see. I want to see you when there's regular situations, block, move well. I want to see when it's the run game, man, gore, ream some of these dudes out. But I also want to see, man, when you got a chance to just be nasty, when you got a chance to, all right, they ain't looking, still go get my lick off, you know what I'm saying? Still get my hit while I'm helping my brother out in terms of Sayumalu. Man, I like that. So I was at least encouraged with that. I'm like, all right, now that was a step in the right direction, because last week we didn't feel like that. The Jets game, we for sure left out of there with a lot more concerns than confidence around this offensive line and specifically around Broderick. But I liked what I saw there. And I do think, man, if he can keep having that type of performance, man, we will feel a lot more confident in him. And it still wasn't perfect. That's the other part. I'm not saying it was perfect, but step in the right direction. So when I look at this O-line, I say, okay, where are we doing? What are we doing well? What are we struggling with? I thought yesterday, pass protection wise, a clear-cut improvement from week 1 to week 2. I thought Jets D-line, specifically Will McDonald, specifically Quentin Williams, got after us when they wanted to up front. I thought this week, man, we protected really well. It was just specifically on them two with the sacks. It's like, yo, you holding the ball a little bit too long. I do feel like Troy Fautana allowed a little bit of pressure, but it's like, man, nobody's going to just be perfect out there, right? We don't have everybody as a Trent Williams type player. And even at this stage, Trent still allows a pressure or two on occasion. But I just thought the communication up front versus some of the twists I thought was good. I thought that when it was time to just traditionally pass block, I liked that part. I'm still wanting us to improve with the run game, though. And part of that I do feel like is interior wise, they've had two tough dudes, right? Quentin Williams last week, dog. This week, I mean, obviously Leonard Williams, good player. Still, I don't think he's on Quentin Williams level, but still dang good player. I thought that part we're still getting the short end of the stick. I don't feel like we're moving enough people run game wise. And I do feel like because of that, that's also exposing our lack of a true traditional big running back. The whole the Najee Harris argument, right? When Najee's here, we know it's a big body, it's a thumper, and it's like, yo, even though it's not sexy, even though it's not running, averaging 4.5 yards per carry, we like, yo, how do you keep getting 1,000-yard season when you're running behind the O-line that's not really opening up big holes or moving people? It's because dude's always falling forward. It's because he could take the war of attrition. You can give it to him 20, 30 times. It's like, yo, he's going to fall forward. He's going to take that. And at the end, you're going to look up like, how the heck did you run for 90 yards? How the heck did you get the 80 yards? How the heck did you get this how'd you do that? I think right now we are experiencing a little lack of that because Jaylen Warren and Kenneth Gainwell, good players in their own right. Heck, we see how dynamic Jaylen Warren is with the ball in his hands. But we're losing the element of surprise that you traditionally had when it was Najee out there first. Then Jaylen Warren comes in and they're like, okay, it's a pass play. Oh, shoot, he's running the ball. Right now, teams just playing Jaylen Warren as your regular RB1. And that we have experienced a little bit of a letdown, so to speak, from just running game efficiency. And I think that's the same thing that we're getting with Kenneth Gainwell. But part of me says, yeah, I know the answer to that issue. It's Caleb Johnson. You put the big back out there. But the problem is also this. Past 2 games, we're talking about Caleb Johnson having ball security issues, right? Special teams or not, these are ball security issues. We talked about in the preseason, ball security issue. Knowing Coach Tomlin, he tells them dudes, if you carry the ball, you are carrying our hopes and dreams. You're not allowed to fumble. You're not allowed to drop the ball. You can't. I don't care if it's rainy. I don't care if you're hurt. I don't care if it's cold. It doesn't matter. You have to hold on. You could get knocked unconscious, and the expectation is, bro, when you wake up, coach, I ain't let go of that ball. So, flip side is when you see that happen on back-to-back occasions, it makes it harder for a guy to move up the roster or move up the depth chart in terms of running the football. I do think that is the answer right now, though. I do feel like, man, Caleb Johnson is the guy that will help us with some of that just tough running, right? In between the tackles, just tough physical running that Najee would do for us. But the problem is, for him to get to that role, he has to show that he's a good enough player on special teams that we can even trust him to get to a bigger, more expanded role. And that's the thing. It's like you don't get to start on defense or offense, and then you go to special teams. No, you got to get on special teams and then work your way up, earn your right to be a ball carrier. You don't even get to earn the ball once you get from special teams to there. It's, hey, special teams, then can you block? Then after that, now you're getting that rock. And those are some of the things that it's like, man, if you don't consistently show this part, you never even get a chance to show this part. And that's why we always say, if you're not the starter, right, you better find ways to justify your existence. You better find ways to make this coaching staff feel like you still bring value until you're the starter. And right now, Caleb has to figure that part out, man. So I'm hopeful that he's going to get that figured out sooner rather than later, though. All right. But I just looked at the clock. Let me check on my dog real quick because it should be about that time. to talk to my dog, TG, man, as we are recapping some of this here action surrounding the game, man. All right. But I did see another super chat that came in here also. So once again, man, salute to everybody that is here showing love, man, rocking out with me today. And if you are enjoying it, hit the like button one time for the culture and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Tons of fun. Says Jalen Warren and Kenneth Gainwell have more scat back or more scat backs than regular traditional running backs, which I would agree. And I don't think that that's a negative or anything that is, surprising to us. I just think that what some of the fan base is experiencing is what they viewed as Jalen Warren exclusively doing are realizing now that some of his production was due or a little bit of a byproduct of Najee Harris because of the role that Najee took on. And even though it was so predictable, right? It's like, oh, well and good. He still ends up with 1,000 yards for a reason because you still have to stop it. Hey, I know you're going to punch me in the face. It's still going to hurt though. Right? Hey, I know you're going to kick me in the shin. Ooh, so earth shattering. That ain't even sexy. It's still going to hurt though. Right? You kick that shin 30 times. You're like, all right, bro, you done yet? And that's the Najee effect. That's the accumulation effect. But you also have to have the body type to sustain that. And that is where we look and we say, hey, Jalen Warren, Kenneth Gainwell, that typically isn't how you want to utilize those dudes. We do feel like you do that with them. And yeah, it's not going to end well. Whereas the flip side, we look at Caleb Johnson, we say, man, we drafted him because he is a version of Najee, right? He's in that family of big, physical, high volume accumulation back. So that's the thing where it's like, you do feel like you have a resource available to you. But I do feel like internally within the organization, there are trust issues, ball security trust issues, man. You can't put the ball on the ground. Even in the preseason, all of it matters. If I see you on that ball on the ground, man, this is what we've seen. We don't even know what takes place in practice. So these are all the things that when you're talking about winning at this level, all of that matters because as you saw even yesterday, all it takes is one turnover, man. You lose the turnover battle in the slightest margin, and it's like, whoa, this game can go from, all right, we about to walk them down. We feeling great, man. We right where we want to be to, dang, this messes things up. Dang, this makes it weird. Then you throw in some lack of complementary football. Defense allows a long touchdown run, and boop, now we down 2 scores, and we're like, bro, what are we doing? Then we bring it back, and it's like, all right, we getting aggressive, throwing the rock. I get it. Another pick. But this is all the stuff that we talk about in terms of winning games. And this is why or at least me personally, why I don't just, when we talk about Coach Simon in the whole, hey man, never a losing season thing, I know people use that as a negative, but it's like, man, let's look at every little detail that matters to just win a single game. And that's the reason why we talk about him as high as we talk about him, because it's like, it's so much little detail that goes into this game, from what you're delegating to your coaching staff, right? Coordinators, to what they're delegating to their position coaches, to how the players are receiving information from those coaches. And then they got to still go out there and execute them. And then you're praying that it's a good matchup, because you can have all of that aligned. And then it's like, hey, that's Myles Garrett you got to go against. Good luck. Oh, everything's aligned. Hey, that's TJ what you dealing with. Good luck. And you're like, bro. So that's the thing where it's like, yeah, man, big picture wise, we got right pieces. But in terms of when we zoom it in now, it's like, all right, bro, we got some stuff in here that I don't really know how we all the way feel about right now, but we better figure out how to make it work for us, because once the season starts, as we are in this thing now, y'all look at the free agency market, you look at the trade market, it isn't a ton of answers. It's not like we over here, hey, we heard when we said it last week, right? Oh, project. It's like, well, who would you put out there for him, right? So now when we're doing the whole Caleb Johnson, like, all right, Caleb Johnson, all right, cool, but we still need a physical back. So we can trust somebody that knows the play sheet, can do all these other things. So I think until we can consistently get that, we're going to be searching, we're going to be looking. But the hope is, they figure that thing out. And if not, then Arthur Smith has to figure out ways to, accommodate. And he's been trying to do that. You saw that yesterday with some of the quick pass plays out on the perimeter, man, to Jaylen Warren. The quick toss that you're seeing also is another variation of the run game. It's like, oh man, if I can try to get it on the perimeter real quick, man, maybe I get 2 to 3 yards, man. Just keep the sticks moving in the right direction, keep the ball going in the right direction. And now we're playing the third down and manageable versus third and long. So we're seeing some of that, but it's still too much of the cute stuff, more of the passive stuff, more of the misdirection type stuff versus true power running, true, we are here to run this football down your throat and make you like it. We haven't got to that just yet, but until Caleb Johnson's role can increase, I don't know how we are going to get to that. So we shall see, man. We shall see. But don't forget to hit that like button one time for the culture and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Do appreciate everybody that is here today, man. Y'all are doing a phenomenal job, man, with some of the questions y'all been asking, man, and just your overall participation. So I do appreciate you. I don't take it for granted. I don't think I take anything for granted, though, now that I think about it. I'm in my gratitude stage. All right. Everybody go through the different stages of life, right? I'm like, yeah, I be in gratitude / F it. All right. Like, dang, most what you mean? I'm either super grateful for everything or I just disengage. It's like, I don't even care about it no more. Just get it out of here. It's out of disgust. And I'm telling you, man, the way that defense was looking yesterday, the way this team was looking, I'm just like, all right, now you about to have me I don't want to talk to you guys right now. Just give me a week, yo. Just give me a week. Okay. But I digress. All right, let me see. The homie is hitting my hip, hitting my line. Okay, perfect. So the homie TG said he'll be on with us in about 5 minutes. So if TG said 5, y'all know that means like 15. Stop playing with that, man. But either way, man, we are good. We are good on time. So shout out to everybody that is here. And do what the Don Hefe Quan says, man. Hit the like button one time for the culture. So I do appreciate you. And make sure you guys subscribe also if you are new to the channel. And yes, Spice Creations, I am with you. 2 small backs aren't going to power run. And that is some of what we are dealing with right now, right? In terms of how do we generate consistent power running when we aren't going to utilize the on paper power back, right? Caleb Johnson. Yeah, we know that Jaylen Warren is an explosive, powerful runner, but explosive, powerful at 200 pounds is a little bit different than explosive, powerful at the 224. Or in some cases, we know last year with Nas would be at 240 at times, right? Like it's just a bigger packaging, with the blow that's being delivered, and that matters. Weight classes matter for a reason. Right? We talk about that all the time, right? Hey, man, that's a bigger dude, man. So even though that little guy hits hard, that big guy he's a bigger guy hitting harder. Can you hold up to that? And I think until we find whether it's a bigger version of that in terms of Caleb Johnson, or the alternative is O-line has to block better, right? O-line, we have to look at them almost like the Marquise Pouncey, David DeCastro, Ramon Foster group, right? Where it was, yeah, if we have a great player back there, L. Bell, James Conner, man, they could do great things. But shoot, even if we have a really, really dang good version of D'Angelo Williams, and the reason I say really, really dang good, because we know that was on the back end of his career, right? That was Carolina Panthers, but that my dog D'Lo, shout out. But even how he could come in and still produce at a crazy high level. And then even we know my dog had the bad fumble, but Fitzgerald Toussaint, right? Even he was able to come in and have some success running the football. It's like, man, that was largely due to, we have an offensive line that is saying we don't care who you put back there. We are going to make it where those guys are getting touched for 5 yards. And now from there, if you can make the second level defender miss, great, right? That's a 15-yarder. That's a 20-yarder, maybe a house call. If you can't, we'll settle for the 6-yard run. We'll settle for the 5-yard run. That's the alternative. It's either players have to step up and block on that type of level, and we've put resources in that O-line 2 first-round tackles, a second-round center, a 4th-round guard, a high pedigree free agent that we signed and gave him some nice money. So we have resources in there. But as we all know, right, and we shout out to the experts, Ramon Foster, Trey Essex, dudes that lived it, have done it, and have been a part of development at that position. They both been on this show and both been on their respective shows saying just that, man. It takes time for offense lines to develop. It takes time for those guys to all get in, unison, to all trust each other, to all understand and see each thing the same way. So we do have to, in a way, live through these growing pains, even though it's just like, bro, I don't want to deal with this. I don't like how this makes me feel. I don't like how it makes me feel. I'm big on feelings, all right? I'm always over here like, how does it make you feel? Want to talk about your feelings? How did it make you feel, though? What was that emotion that you felt at your core? Like, I'm big on that right now. I ain't like how that made me feel, though. All right, I for sure didn't like how it made me feel. Shout out to my therapist, I suppose. Right? Shout out to therapy. They make you. How do you feel today? Well, I don't feel good. I'm pissed. Why you feel like that? God dang it, because of this. Okay, what do you think we could do to change that? I don't know just yet. Well, how did you? I don't know, man. It's the run game. It's the defense. I don't know. Everything made me mad right now. Just hit the like button. And C Brown stall my dog out, man. Stall him out, all right? It happened at a terrible time, but we talk about forgiveness, all right? I've learned forgiveness in my life because I've had, unfortunately, multiple running backs fumble footballs at inopportune times that might make you want to look at them very differently. But you live, all right? So, yeah, whether it was, shout out to my dog, Fitzgerald Toussaint, or hell, I even take it back to my time at JMU. I didn't want to get on a bus afterwards. Shout out to my dog, Jamal Sullivan, though, all right? It was hot. Everybody be hot, all right? But you got to understand, man, those dudes aren't going out there trying to make mistakes. So you have to allow grace. You have to allow forgiveness, right? And that's what we giving to my man, Caleb Johnson. But sidebar, as we are over here, jiving, waiting for my dog, TG. Shout out to Steelers Road Warrior. I needed a reason. Weight classes don't matter. The Bud Crawford. Oh, the baddest man on the planet is from Omaha, Nebraska, baby. Shout out to Bud Crawford. Absolutely. That fight versus Canelo. Oh, my God. The perfect exclamation to my Saturday. All right. I woke up. I watched football all day. Unfortunately, my dog TG smoked the L. Was the best, but shout out to the fact I got to watch my dog. It's like, yo, I'm watching my dog, man. I'm watching my teammate down there. I'm watching my local school that I grew up watching. So I'm like, it's a dub either way, baby. Y'all can't lose, all right? But the Bud Canelo fight, I'm literally watching. I'm like, yo, I love both of these dudes. I'm like, the only time I've ever rooted against Canelo was when he was fighting Floyd. Because I love Floyd. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I don't ever root against Bud Crawford ever. So it's like, this is tough. This is so tough. And it's like, yo, your head is telling you Canelo because the bigger, fast, or not fast, but bigger, stronger, and this is what he does. But then my heart is like, yo, I just love Bud, man. Oh, and I'm watching this fight. I'm just torn. I'm like, tag him up, Bud. Tag him up. And then I'm like, Canelo, you notice what you do. Drop the hammer on him, Canelo. I know you're going to drop the hammer, man. And I'm just like, yo, I don't know. They're going. But, yo, Bud look good, though, man. Bud look good. True technician, man. The skills, the power, and more importantly, the chin and the conditioning. I mean, the chin and the cardio. I thought, man, when you watch his ability to still be moving around, but also still sitting in the pocket, man, hitting back with Canelo late in that fight, I'm like, whoa, dude. That's real. That's real. If you doing that, man, that's real. Because typically when the dudes bump up 2 weight classes like that, man, it's all, it's water weight or it's not properly, developed weight, and that thing don't hit the same. It don't have the same impact. But yeah, man, it was pretty fire though, man. I liked it. Leah Warren stalled me out. Leah Warren, all right. I can't pick a side. All right. I can't. I love them both. All right. But Bud, in the words of Big G, Bud is just so good at boxing. I swear I'm watching. I'm like, bro, dude is always like every single time he just always went. And then it got me. I'm a nerd. I'm like, look at the footwork. Look at the foot positioning. He would always end with his foot inside of Canelo. So now he gets the perfect angle for his punch. I'm like, bro, you are putting on a master class right now. Like, yo, your footwork is filthy, dude. Filthy. Yeah, but his ability to take the punches from Canelo was what surprised me the most. Because, like I said, I just figured, man, it would look like when Canelo fought, was it Amir Khan? Amir was like perfect, and then Canelo like put him in a coma. You're like, hey, bro, God, dog. But that wasn't the case, man. That wasn't the case. So shout out, man. Oh, let's see. We had another super that popped in here real quick. Let me tap in on that. He says, oh, this tons of fun. Shout out to tons of fun. He says, TG coming to talk to Moats after the loss. I'm only here so I don't get fired. Hey, yo, you right, bro. Hey, I figured he was going to be a little tardy. Like I said, I figured meetings will be running a little longer today for them boys over there. It was a little bit longer weekend for Norfolk State. We understand. It was some stuff that took place where you just like, hey, bro, I mean, I'm not employed by them. When you got 2 punts blocked for touchdowns to start the game up before your defense touched the field, you like, it's one of these days. So yeah, I get it, man. I get it. But the defense was valiant. All right, it was valiant until it woke. But shout out, they got what they. You take that game for the cash, anyways, man. Go get paid now, and they got the real matchup coming up this week. Let me see who they got on their schedule this week, man. Since you got me on TG time right now, I was waiting on my dog. All right. Oh, they got family weekend. Okay, versus Sacred Heart. Shout out. All right. So yeah, man, we'll ask him about family weekend when he get on. Okay. But in the meantime, we just gonna keep jiving real quick, man. I do see some of y'all still talking boxing, which I love. Y'all know I'm all for the combat sports, whether we talking UFC or boxing. I love it all, man. I love sports. I'm a nerd. I do this, right? So if it's any type of sport related, oh, it's soccer, let's watch it. Oh, it's hockey. Okay, let's watch it. Like I said, man, that's what we do. Okay. I was watching high school football over the weekend. Friday night, I was watching South Fayette. All right. Shout out to South Fayette. Beat Elizabeth Forward. Thing got real. And I got to see one of the new high school rules, man. No hurdling. Cat on kickoff, man. Shakes his dude. Jumps smooth over the guy. I'm like, bro, it was clean. Host anyone else. Like, oh, no, that's flag though, bro. You can't do that. And I like the fact that I was the nerd. I like the fact that I knew the rule. Like, yo, you can't do that, bro. Can't do that, bro. So I'm with you, man. But yeah, they say, what's next for Bud? Bro, I'm stuck, bro. Part of me says, like, let me put that up here. Steelers real where I give you some love. It says, what's next for Bud? I'm like, man, part of me is like, yeah, man, shoot. You took care of business, right? You won it all, right? So let's walk away from this thing, man. Walk away on top. But then the other side is like, hey, man, I don't hate you running it back with Canelo to go get the bigger bag now. Because you got a bag for this fight, but we all know Canelo was still the A side of this thing. He got paid. It's like, yo, bud, you can run it right back with this one, and you're both going to get 100. You feel me? Big boy bread. And you already familiar. Now, is it a risk? Absolutely, because Canelo's going to come back like a son of a gun trying to kill him. For sure. But you've already felt his power. You've already danced with him. 12 rounds with him. You know what it looked like. You know what it feel like. You know how it talks, how it moves. I say you go back and do that one again. That's me personally. That's what I would do if I'm Bud Crawford, though, man. I'm running that back. Let me get that. Let me get the rematch since I've already won the regular one. But now I can make sure I'm gonna get paid, and yeah, and we good. So that's my energy with it, though, man. But who you like? Who y'all want to see him fight next? Let's talk about that for a little bit. Like I said, we still waiting. Got a little time on the homie TG. You know my dog, man. He get lost on occasion. All right. And we done already talked about the game, man. So we done already had a blast with that. Oh, so Big Jinx says, yeah, I wouldn't have bet on no knockdown. Canelo got the chin of all chins. No, swear on that. I was literally watching. I'm like, the fact that Canelo outside of you just see him getting kind of irritated when he would get hit. He can't not look back. Did you hit me like that? Which one of you hit me? It's like, yeah, he never looked dazed, stunned, out of it, wobbly. You're like, God, dog, and Bud is hitting him with some stuff. But then the flip side, like, yo, Bud never got dazed, wobbly, never looked hurt. Like, yeah. But on paper, coming into this matchup, I say, yeah. The longer this fight goes, the higher the probability of somebody getting knocked unconscious. Right? Just sleep. But that wasn't the case, though. And I do like the fact, though, that Bud, I felt like towards the end, he did start to get a little bit more aggressive looking for it, man. Oh, so we on that, David Decker? I mean, you got what? Jake fighting Dagon Tank, Javante Davis. So I mean, I get it. Dudes are doing the money play. The Jake Paul versus Canelo fight would be probably the biggest selling fight just because of the brands. Canelo, man, he has an army whenever he's fighting, but Jake Paul also, he's a rock star, right? So if you put those two brands, that'd be like Mayweather versus Conor McGregor when them dudes got together, bringing both of them, both of those brands. Yeah, for sure, for sure. That'd be fire though. That would be fired. Oh, I like that, Malachi Benavidez. I like that. That'll for sure be a good one. I don't know if that does the same numbers though that the Canelo rematch, right? If he allows Canelo that opportunity for that second fight, I think that fight does absolute bonker numbers. But we'll see. We will see, man. But either way, though, man, we got options, man, surrounding Bud Crawford, though, baby. We got options because, like I said, homie took care of business, and that's what we needed to see, man. We wanted to see him look good. He did do that. He looked real good out there. So hopefully he give us something else, man. But if he retires and he walks away for good, like I said, for sure, I can understand that, man. And he has definitely earned that right. All righty. Think my dog is getting activated. Him almost ready. Mm-hmm. All right. If my dog is you good, if you good, throw that thumbs up in there real quick to make sure my dog's straight. Oh, I say less then. So, ladies and gents, boys and girls, you know what time it is, man. We are joined right now by that man, the myth. Let me do my intro the way I like to do it because you know who this is. We talking about that Pittsburgh Steelers alum.
Yeah.
And actually, we talking about that West Virginia Mountaineer alum where they say it's almost heaven, where they say there was a backyard brawl this weekend, and they say West Virginia want the ones walking home with the bloody nose, is what I know. Okay. But he was also my locker mate. You know what I'm saying? But he's also the current defensive coordinator of Norfolk State University down there with old Mike Vick and company. Behold the green and gold.
Yeah.
Shout out to my dog, man.
My dog.
First off, man. Always good to see you. You know it is.
It's always my dog in there, man.
Hey,
crazy
man.
weekend. Emotional highs, lows. It's just
hey. Look.
crazy
Y'all got the bag, right? First things first, y'all got the bag. They shouted my dog out on I was white. It was with Big Ten Network, Big Ten Plus, whatever it was. But you know what I'm saying? They shouted my dog out. Hey, man, former Steeler, you know what I'm saying? NFL guy lead the charge. Said, you know what? That's all I needed to hear. All right. Yeah. After that, y'all got the check, right? First thing first, get the money. Get the money, get them out of there. Everybody healthy, we good to go. You know what it is. We on the Sacred Heart, baby. All right, it's Sacred Heart week, man. I got family weekend this week. All right, you know who you are. Come on, bro. Yeah.
We got
Come on, we want to Sacred Heart. Trust me on that one,
Canelo,
baby.
Bro. We want
to. Hey, we competed. You competed, bro. That's all that matters. Compete. But we also saw where good old West Virginia got a chance to compete as well. I just wanted to know how you felt about that one while we on it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm feeling good about that. That's why I said a lot of emotions, highs, lows, highs. It was a lot, but I'm feeling good about that West Virginia, bro. Coming back from being down 10. You know, I always say special things happen in Morgantown, though. Special things happen in Morgantown. It don't matter what you say. The mob was back though. The Tavons was there. The Bruces was there. It was star study. You know,
man, that was Rich Rod first time back in the thing.
Man, I'm not gonna lie. Like me and you, I was knee deep in Rutgers when it was going down, so I didn't really I clicked in at halftime. I see the little something. I had to get back to it. I'm like, man, we gotta go stop this game. They coming to run the ball.
Look, T, I'll watch them both, and I'm like, As much as I wanted to hit your line about this, I'm like, oh, he got a real fight on his hands over here, bro.
Come on.
He
We
got
was
some,
at
he got
10
some
points
action.
going in the half. We felt like we had him at
Yo,
10 points going in the
I
half. We
was
was
like,
in
yo,
mode. I'm like,
bro,
I'm gonna have to come get
bro.
back on that.
It was fighting.
Yeah.
I was
We was
with you. We
fighting.
was over here in that shoot. I'm like, yo, we
We was
fighting.
fighting.
All right.
We was
We was
fighting.
fighting. That's what you asked for, though. I'm like, yo, that's why I said we ain't tripping. I fight your fight.
Track me. We was
Come
trying to
on,
pull
bro.
what's the
Yeah.
team that went down this weekend and got the 1.5
Oh,
million
oh,
and beat
shoot.
them?
Yeah.
UCLA. The UCLA stuff. We was trying to,
Yeah. Hey, look. You see, they fired the coach and everything, bro. They play with
fire the
that.
coach.
We ain't got time for that, bro. We ain't got time for none of that.
Hey, that's crazy. Not even to be, but this college football is going to the next level. So
Mm-hmm.
now, if your coach gets fired in the middle of the year, it's now free agency. Like all those kids can now jump into the portal. Free
Ooh,
99. It's crazy.
that's wild.
Yeah. The new
That is
college football.
wild.
Yeah, the new
They
college
say,
football.
yo,
We're here.
it's real free agency. Anybody can get it
Yeah.
now, and we don't
It's
have to
really
wait.
free agency.
Whoa.
For
But
sure.
you're right, because that's the rule for if a coach leaves. If a coach leaves at any point in time, then yeah,
Players can jump in there.
you're no longer bound to that. We just don't think of it in the context of what if you get fired in the middle of the season. But you're
For
right.
sure. For sure.
Whew, that's real.
For sure.
That is real. All right, all right. Well, shoot, we know we don't got a lot of time, but we got plenty to talk about. So let's get it, man. Sunday, not so much a fun day. 31-17. Your former
Yeah.
employee losing to your other heart employee. You know what I'm saying? Like, what was your energy, man? Did you have that split jersey on, or did you have like black and gold, or was you in? Did you have
You
your
know,
Seattle hat on? I ain't know which one you was on, bro.
I'm black and gold. Like, I'm Pittsburgh Nation. I'm still a
Okay,
nation.
okay, okay.
I will say, like, those are my two favorite teams. Like, those are my two squads. Like, I love, I'm still a nation. And then I like that Seahawk,
Oh, you know,
Seahawk, it's all right. It's a
see,
different nation in
oh,
Seattle, though. It's different. It's
yeah.
different now. It's not the Legion no more. It's a little bit different. But I did
Mm-hmm.
like. I thought they played hard. I thought they get that style of play that's playing hard. It felt like
Mm-hmm.
I always call Seattle West Coast Pittsburgh. So it's East
Yeah,
Coast
I see
Pittsburgh.
that.
That's West Coast Pittsburgh.
I can
So
see
it's
that
a similar mentality, a similar flow of what you're trying to do, running hit,
mm-hmm.
good energy. I
For
thought
sure.
Pittsburgh
Running
played
the
all right.
ball. Yeah,
Run. I'm going. Yo, Seattle got in the I formation. It's been a while. If you
fullback.
know, you know.
All
Fullback
right,
I formation. We
21
missed it.
personnel. You like,
Yeah, I'm
whoa,
running the ball. I'm giving a lead to Peyton. So it's like I haven't
oh, we
gotten
putting a
that in a
name on
minute.
it. Oh,
If like so.
you seen
And
it
I'm
then?
not,
Okay,
no shot.
it ain't that. No, 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 no. It ain't no shot. But
Play
I'm just
well.
saying, you
We just don't see
LB
the
to
power
LB.
all the
You
time.
seen it?
You
LB
don't
to
see the
LB. That's
power all the time.
yeah.
People don't see the power. You don't get that fullback lead, and you got to go spill that to somebody or the safety. I'm here. I'm here. Where's my I'm here player? You know how to go.
Mm-hmm.
Old school
And
football.
fitting and
Power. Fit.
fitting a power.
Fitting. Fitting the
If you
power is
ain't
way
fitting that
different.
in a minute, hey,
Yeah. Way different. You got to spill
this
that to
is
somebody. You got
way
to box that
different.
to
Hey,
somebody. Way
hey,
different.
the way it hits, the way it feels. Hey, bro,
Yeah.
you gotta talk this
You
out.
can't
Let's
downhill.
hey,
And
yeah.
you got a horse behind the power. Like you got a real
All
yeah.
right,
So
all right.
I thought it was interesting to see. I appreciate Seattle's play because Seattle takes this thing
Mm,
back old school often. Like they'll get in a
yeah,
4-4. They'll just do stuff
you
that's like, yeah, you thought it was done, but we're
you
still
don't do
running.
that in today's NFL.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So I was, it's okay, but I thought it was a good game. I was upset that it
yeah,
wasn't at night. I thought it should have been a night game. Everything about it said it should have been flex. The return of
yeah.
DK, all that.
Come on, man. I'm
But
with you.
I think we're just upset didn't get the dub, but I think it's a lot of positives in it. I thought it was a
Yeah.
ton of positives in the sense of DK getting started. I think the Aaron DK energy, you're starting to see that. I think
Mm-hmm.
that Aaron and but fire
Fire
move.
move. Yeah, yeah.
I think that's a connection you're
Move.
gonna see grow a little bit. You can see that
Mm-hmm.
starting to grow. When he get in trouble, he look to move a little bit. I don't know if you
Facts.
see it. When he get in trouble,
Facts. Mm-hmm.
find certain stuff. So I think that's a connection you'll see grow. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, we just had some mistakes. The kickoff was a killer, the kick return, and it's like we
That's what
learned from that.
everybody want to talk
Yeah,
about. Everybody been,
yeah,
yeah. It's like they asked the question now of why is he even out there. That's where it's the shift to there. Why is he
I
even
mean, how do you
out
not put
there?
him out there? Don't do that. Don't do that.
But you
Don't
know
do
that's
that.
what
You
they
gotta
say.
watch.
They
You
like
know,
no. I'm not saying this is what I'm saying, but what
yeah.
the masses are saying is he's not a blazer, right? He's not a 4-4 guy.
Mhm,
He's never ran back kicks collegiately.
mhm.
Why do you put him out there?
But
Why do
that's
you
not what the
think
kick
he's able to
return
do
guy
that?
is no more. With the new
Talk
kick
about it
return,
though.
it's not made for the Devin Hester anymore. It's not that guy. It's truly a running back spot. It's a play. It's a play now. Like it's not a it's not a kickoff. It's more truly like it's a run to play. It's a play. You might get a power. It might be a counter.
Mm-hmm.
It's a run the ball play. So
You
you
might
need
get a
somebody
puller
who
over that joint. Like,
yeah, you
yeah.
get a puller.
Mm-hmm.
You need somebody who can fill that gap out and hit it and get downhill and
Mm-hmm.
see it and hit it. It's
Yeah.
not that same. I'm gonna round off and get this thing going, then I'm gonna hit it. The Tavons, it's not so much that, and those
Mm-hmm.
still work, but it's more like it's a runner. You probably got to break a tackle, or you might got to break an arm tackle and get out of there. Or it's just a different run now. You know,
Yeah.
so you got a different person back there. I think that's perfect. That's exactly what you want back there, and it's your second round draft pick. I mean, or your third round
Was
draft
it
pick.
third
You
round?
know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like same thing. When you're in them
Yeah.
first 1, 2, 3, man, you big dogs, and it's like you got to get those guys. You want to have them touch the ball. You know, you got to you got to touch the ball. Everything about it
Now,
say I want to. You know,
so with that though, back to back weeks now where him specifically has had some type of ball security issue, right?
yeah,
We talked about last week, Jets puts it on the ground.
yeah.
This week, mishandles it, and then you compound that with the not knowing to, go down it. What's your trust level in him? Because in both of those scenarios, he never got back on the field.
Yeah, I was just gonna say if you looked up, he was out on the next play. Like, oh, no, you looked up,
Never
like,
got back out there, bro.
yeah, he
Yeah.
wasn't out there no more. I mean, it's
Yeah.
still, you make it up during the week. You get love during the week, but I'm mad at you right
Mhm.
now. Nothing to say to you right
Yeah.
now. Why wouldn't you go? I mean, to me,
So
like
mad with you right now.
anything strange, you always go recover it. Don't even play with it, man. I'm gonna go fall on
Always,
this.
bro.
I don't really know.
Always,
Yeah, I'm gonna
man.
go fall on this. We'll sort this out on the back end, but I'm gonna go
Yeah.
grab it.
Just in
So
case. Yeah.
just in case, you never know.
Hmm.
So it's like you learn, you grow. He'll grow, he'll learn, he'll be back better for this, and he'll get back there, and he'll do something special, and we'll love him again.
Hmm.
I still think he's a home run. I don't think he hadn't gotten that touch that he was looking for to hit his home run, but I still think he's a home run. We've been seeing a lot of 30. We've been seeing a
We
ton of 30.
have.
Ton of 30. I like overload more than I thought we was gonna see a 30. I'm a fan. I like bro.
But
But
what's
we
your
see
alternative? Last week it was they tried to run 14 in there. They
Mhm.
haven't really put the young boy on offense,
That's
but
really what I'm saying. Like when we gonna see the young
but
boy?
how do you get to that when he keep,
That's
you
right.
know,
I already know. Because you gotta weigh your
you
package the way your
you
package
already,
is.
I'm saying, I'm like, how do you get to that? I can't even get to that part when he messing this part up.
But I think he got drafted. He already got past that
And
part.
that facts, that does matter. Facts. But
You know
they
what I'm saying?
paid one in that room and then they signed the other one in free agency in that room. I think
But
that also
exactly.
plays into it.
But you still
True.
drafted that. I hear you.
True.
I hear you. You
True.
you called his phone.
Jalen Warren
Like it's
getting
like,
$7 million this year though. Jalen Warren
mhm.
will get, I think,
So you think he's the future?
$12 million next year.
You're like he's a future pick. He's a future move. Like
Yeah,
next
I'm
year,
like,
kid.
yo, they paid Jalen to use Jalen. I think they're gonna run Jalen. I think he's gonna get all the opportunities. I look at how we use Kenneth Gainwell, and I'm like,
Mm.
he's still getting more participation than I was anticipating. Shoot, the first game he outsnapped Jalen Warren,
But you
but I
trade, but
look
that's a
at that and
gadget.
I
That's
say
a
that
that's a gadget. You know?
right, but to me, I look at that and I say you lean there a little bit more if you don't feel like you can go to Caleb Johnson to take some of that off
Right.
of 30. To me, Johnson's the answer in terms of that power back, that dude
Power.
that can give you just the thump to. I mean, me and you would say the same thing. A 2 yard run from Jalen Warren versus a 2 yard run from a Caleb Johnson when you hitting both of these dudes, it feels different. It's like, yeah, I ain't
For
tripping
sure.
on the Jalen Warren one. That Caleb Johnson, like, hey, bro, kind of
For
hurt.
sure. For
You know what I'm
sure.
saying? Yeah.
But I think, yeah. I mean, it's hard to say that because 30 run hard too, bro. We're not about to like.
Mm-hmm.
It's not
No,
that,
no, I'm
and I
with you
think
on
they
that.
both.
But
Yeah.
it's a dang near 15, 20 pound difference between them also when you're talking
But
about Caleb Johnson, where he weighs in at versus Jalen Warren, where he weighs in at.
yeah, but I think it's still, and it might sound crazy, but it's like that's like a bat. I swing it
Okay.
faster. I'm gonna hit it just as hard. You know what I
Okay.
mean. I'm heavier. I'm gonna hit it just
Okay.
as hard. You know what I mean. So it's like
Okay.
I might be lighter. I might be faster through this burst though. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I might be
Okay.
heavier, and I don't. You know, I just think it's. I think it feels the same. I think they both are heavy. They hurt. You
Shoot,
gotta
I'm over here.
same
I'm
foot,
thinking
same
to
shoulder.
myself, facts on that. Hey, look. And I will say this, man. I was watching the damn high school football game on Friday. I see the kids say foot, say shoulder the way you just said. TG will be so proud. Shout out to TG, bro. Hey, TG will be proud. This is a safe, secure tackle, man. I'm happy for all
Same
y'all
foot,
boys, man. Do,
same
do
shoulder.
your thing, man. Do your thing,
Nah,
man. Protect yourselves
nah.
out there, man. Respect, bro.
Same
All
foot,
right.
same shoulder
I
mortality,
like
man.
your
Every
energy,
time.
bro. I like how you did it, bro. I
Every
like how you did
time.
it. I was like, you know what? That's why he the DC, man. Shout out to my dog over there. All right. All right. All right. Oh, did I lose you? I think. Oh,
Man,
there. All right. He back. He
it's
back.
trying,
Okay. Okay.
man, it's
I
trying to
see
get me
you.
out of there.
All right,
Man,
look,
it's
I
trying
was
to
like,
get
man,
me
it's
out of there,
hey
man.
man, we ain't gonna let the technology hate on us today. No, we ain't about to
You
do
know?
that. We ain't gonna do that. No. All right, but what's up with this defense though, man? How you feeling over
Um,
there, man? This back-to-back weeks, 30 plus on the board,
and the
back-to-back
fatty
weeks,
dog.
100 plus rushers, back-to-back weeks. Would you call it hostile environment on the quarterback, or do you feel like Sam Darnold wasn't in a hostile environment? You know what I'm saying? Like, how we feeling across the board, man? What's going on?
I mean, he got
We seen,
hit. He got
yeah,
hit.
mm-hmm.
I mean, we seen a Jalen make a play. You know what I mean? But then it's
He
like
for
we
sure made a play.
made a play. I mean, you know,
Is there a
we
but
said.
with that? I felt like you was about to say something else in that. You
I
said he
mean, he
made a
gave up a
play.
play. He made a play, but things like
Oh,
he
I can
played
hear that.
good. He hooping. They
Yeah,
on scholarship too. You
yeah.
know,
That's real.
they're on
Real.
scholarship too.
That's real.
I was surprised. I didn't think they would play. I'm surprised. I am. I am. There's a lot of players. You
I
know.
was over there like,
Yeah,
boy,
it's
you
like
doing good. I said, boy, he media
trying.
trade, boy.
I'm
My dog
trying.
say,
You see?
you know what I'm saying? You funny.
Gotta get off the field, man. We gotta win third down. We gotta get off the field. Gotta get off the field.
I think you paid too. Man, we are they the highest paid? Because we the highest paid, TG. We get
Too
paid
much
the
money.
most. So
You know I know, man. You see the crowd, man. There's too much money, man. We gotta get off the field, man.
oh,
Too
bro,
much
you
money.
are funny for that, bro. You are
We
funny.
supposed to be getting home on third down. It's supposed to be
You
sack
know,
parties.
come on,
You know
bro.
what I
You know
mean?
exactly what I'm saying, bro.
It's a Watt in the building. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like we trying to get home. You know, let's cover. PQ need to blitz a little bit more. We got to send out a chase more. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like I don't know. I just yeah. All right, we'll stop the run. You know, it's all right. Give it a minute. Give it a second. Let this thing mesh a little bit more. Uh, let's get Cam. Cam's happy. Are we happy? Are we happy now? I think we need his
He made a
positive energy.
play. He made a play. He tipped the pass for the pick, but I'm with you. Happy Cam
You
produces
know what I
way
mean?
more than angry Cam. I'm
I
with
think we
you,
need
bro.
happy Cam to bring some leadership in here and get this thing going. We need a players only meeting. You know what time it is.
We need the kumbaya Cam, not
We need
the
happy
I gotta
Cam to
do
get
what's
us
best for
going.
me.
You
I know
know?
my worth. I'm not showing up. And if y'all don't like me, y'all just don't like me. I'm with you, bro. I'm
And
with
now we
you,
not
my
getting
duck.
our player only meeting. You know, we gotta have the players only meeting around this time. You
Hey,
know.
but I thought people are divided on player only meetings. Some people swear
We
by us.
gotta have a
People like,
player
hey,
only
nah, bro,
meeting.
you don't need a player only meeting, bro. I'm cool for whatever gets the guys going,
We
bro.
need the
If we
player only
need it,
meeting. We
hey,
need to
say,
get
hey, yo,
going.
Cam, shut the door, Cam, talk to her real
Shut the
quick, Cam.
door.
Come
Shut the
on,
door.
Cam.
Let's get us back online. You
But
know.
you know it's hard to do that when you was part of
You
the
angry.
whole you was part, yeah, you
You
don't
know,
want to. You ain't all the way
on
in
your
it.
Black Spider-Man tip. You know it's hard.
And they gave you the incentives and not even the really bag. So you like, bro, it's
I gotta
fairy
go get
tale
it
money
done.
low key, bro.
Yeah, I gotta
Yeah,
go
I'm
eat.
hot. I'm
Yeah.
hot, bro. I ain't trying to hear none of this what y'all talking about right now. You know how it go.
I don't even know you right now, man.
Yeah, you not my mans. No, bro, we
Yeah.
co-workers. We work
I'm out here
together.
in a
That's it.
black hoodie
All
and black sweatpants. You know I know.
right.
I'm with you.
So
I'm
as I'm
with
looking at Cam, I'm like, yo, happy Cam, yeah, we all want happy Cam back. But how do we get to that, man? How
you.
we
We
get
gotta
to it?
get
You know what I'm
happy.
saying?
Um,
Yeah.
we
Harmon,
just
we need
need
him
love,
back.
man. We need a good like
Yeah.
happy. Just I don't know, man.
Yeah.
We need a player only meeting, man. They need to go in there and chop it, and let's get back on track.
But
Like,
come to Jesus moment. Hey, bring it in here,
yeah,
shut the door, guys.
what do
So
we
if
need to
not
do?
Cam though, if Cam, because like I said, man, we know him right now maybe ain't the best situation. Who's the
Mhm.
alternative? Is that TJ Watt? I feel like he too quiet. That ain't his stilo.
That's not his
Maybe
flavor.
Jalen Ramsey, but
But now
Jalen the
you
new guy.
giving the sticks away. You know what I
You
mean?
can't get his stick swing to an outsider, right?
The
Like
value of
he,
Cam, the value
yeah,
in
like
Cam is the leadership internally.
because that's Mr. Homegrown. That's Mr. Full Blood. You feel me?
You
You
know?
can't be giving it away to the half bloods. It's like, oh, all right, now we might get janky in there. You never know. All right. You know, you could give us the sticks. We get the
Yeah,
oh
panic in there with the sticks. There's too much power.
oh oh.
Too much power.
You know we gonna mess it up. You know we gonna mess it up. Facts.
I'm with you, bro.
Mm-mm-mm.
I'm with you, man.
Yeah, man. But this is definitely one of those things, though, man. Where we're just like, what's next, right? We obviously know Patriots coming up, man. But from your perspective, man, because like I said, I know we get on the back end of this thing, man. Where do we go? Where do you find, I guess, like your silver lining or your optimism for Patriots Week for the viewers, for the people that's listening, right?
Uh, I mean, truly, respectfully, just the fact that it is so star-studded, and you have so many people on that team that have and know how to win and know what it takes to win, they will bring it together and they'll handle the business. And they're 1-1. Like, let's not
Mm-hmm.
relax, as Aaron said before. Relax. You still got the pieces.
Relax.
That
Yeah.
defense is still there. You still got a front in there. At any moment, that thing can click and then get downhill.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's
Yeah.
like just need to click. Win your 111. Let's start winning our 111.
Mm-hmm.
They got to get Jabril in there a little bit more. They got to get his flavor going. Got to get him cooking up. Get him some blitzes. You know,
Yeah.
just mesh a little bit. You know, love Jalen. I'm a Jalen guy. I love Jalen. I love that piece. The
Ain't
fact
gonna
that
get
piece is
that
there.
rock.
You feel comfortable, and it can get better. You
Mm-hmm.
got somebody that can take away the sides of the field. Let's go handle this. They got him one time. He got them one time. It's like we got. They'll be okay.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be okay. They'll be okay. Get some boys back healthy a little bit. They a little bit nicked up. Taste nicked up. Get some a little
No,
bit
yeah.
healthy. Hey, taste nicked
Shoot,
up.
we
You
named
know,
him. We said, man, in terms of impact or starters on defense, Derek Harmon, that's your first rounder. He's still out, maybe even
big one.
another week.
Big one.
Deshaun Elliott, one of the guys that we re-signed this offseason, had big plans for in terms of his physicality in the secondary. He's been out. We talk about Alex Highsmith, went out in the first quarter, high ankle sprain, probably gonna miss a couple of weeks. So we're going down that list. We even said 50, Malik Harrison, who is more of your
Mhm.
thumping style linebacker. He got hurt. He was also out. So those are four impact dudes. And I didn't even say Joey Porter Jr., who was also missing in action with the hamstring. So across the board, man, we got a lot of dudes that have been out the lineup, man. So that does have an impact, baby. Absolutely.
I'm with you completely.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like just getting back healthy, getting back in line, getting back to
Yeah.
what we're trying to do. I think all that'll help everybody. Health is wealth. You know how I go. Health is wealth.
Yeah.
So let's get back healthy. Just the details, and you could tell it's a new
Yeah.
defense. They're coming together, they're flowing, they're putting the little stuff together. It's a help here,
Mm-hmm.
it's a help there that you don't see that's not getting helped. You know, and it's like once you get one or two plays knocked down, it changes the whole dimension of the game. So it's like
Yeah.
don't panic, don't blink. Yeah, they gave up a couple points, but don't blink. What do you say? Cut your eyelids, don't blink. Let's
Bro,
lock in.
I
You'll be
ain't
all right.
had eyelids since 2014, TG.
Come
I ain't
on,
never had them. We don't blink.
cut
Put
your
your face in the
eyelids, don't
fan, too.
blink.
Everybody got something nasty
Stick your
about their
face in the
job. You know
thing.
what it is, man. Come on.
Hey, everybody
Come
got
on, man.
something nasty
Know
about
what
their
time we
job,
on.
and they just
Know what
sorting
it
out their
is.
problems. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but they need a because Cam is the leader. I think they need a leader though. They need a yo. This is what we
Yeah.
doing, and this is how we doing.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so they'll be
So
okay.
hopefully everything work out with that, man. Yeah. Because like I said, man, whenever you had the contract stuff, it always just make it weird. But I'm with you, baby. I'm with you.
I
I
believe
like
in
it. I
ourselves.
like it. All right. Well, before we get up out of here, all right, because like I said, man, I know you gotta get back on that grind, man. My dog got a big game this weekend, family
Man,
weekend, Sacred Heart. We
down
gotta
south.
get back in the dub
Gotta get
category,
back.
man. All
Gotta
right.
go. Yeah,
You know
fancy
we
boys
rocking
for
the
the
green
win.
and the gold. You know this, baby. You know what
Yeah,
time it is.
be old.
But but in the midst of your travels back from was it Piscataway, New Jersey,
Man.
down to the 757 Norfolk, VA,
Yeah,
did you get a chance to maybe tap in on Bud Crawford, Canelo Alvarez? Did you see it? Did you know what I'm saying? Like
of course.
okay,
Of course.
okay. Just I know you a fight guy. I know you with
Yeah.
that. I know that my dog, you know what I'm saying?
I'm
Like
a fight
I
guy.
I talked
You
about it, so
know.
I just got, you know what I'm saying, get it off your chest, man. How'd you feel
The
about the
Terrences
performance,
of the
man?
world, salute the good Terrences of the world, man. It's always good to see a Terrence with a salute. But but nah, I'll be truthful. And because I know people, I I I went with Canelo. You know what I mean? I didn't know what I didn't know. I went with Canelo. I had just seen T Cross. He was up here. He came
Mm.
and visited us. You know what I
Oh,
mean? I
I
had talked
know.
to
He
him.
went near. That's
I'm gonna be real
crazy.
with you, bro.
You dapped him up
Moments,
and flicked up with him. You
bro.
are
Moments.
sick.
When I seen him, I thought he was a little heavy. I'm like, ooh, okay. I had some insider trade. I felt like, and I was like, all right, he got to go see Canelo like this. He still got to work this off. I thought Canelo was gonna bully you.
Then we
You
gotta work
know,
that off.
yeah. I'm like, he had to lose that weight, and then I thought Canelo was gonna bully.
Yeah, yeah,
Weight bully. I,
yeah.
I thought he fought good, man. He was impressive. He showed different skills. He looked
Mhm.
like he looked like the '08 Steelers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Blitz and hit you from everywhere.
Oh God.
Like the '08 Steelers. How do you stop it? You know.
Well, perfect. Hey, look, when they bring up the statistics of oh 08, they like, can you guys match that? We like,
Yeah.
who?
It's the
The
best team
Pro
to ever
Bowl
do
team?
this. Yeah,
You want the
yeah.
current All Pro team? It's like, bro,
Man.
what? Shout out, bro. Shout out. I
Yeah.
like it there, baby. I like it.
Yeah, I thought he fought hard. We need more fights like that. That's what the sport need. That's like a Super Bowl. You want to see the best on the
Yeah.
best. You
They
know,
said Dan and White about to come save it for y'all, man. Save it for boxing.
I do the UFC. Then we had the Eagles, Chiefs. Man, it was a good weekend of sports. You know what
Bro,
I
it
mean? It's
was
just the
we had
sports.
action, bro.
Yeah, we had action this weekend, like for
We had
sure. We
action,
had
bro.
action this
Yeah.
weekend. I don't. I'm not sure what we got in college. You know what I mean? We had the Norfolk Rutgers. That was a war, but
That was big.
yeah,
I was tuned in on that one, and
that was a war.
then what was the late one? Was it
Florida, LSU.
LSU? Yeah,
Yeah,
Florida LSU. That's the one. Yeah, yeah.
you know,
So
that's
that one
that's
wasn't
what
it
the
wasn't as good as the Norfolk State one to me though. How
for
about
sure.
that? All right,
I'm
I was locked in
I'm
on the
good.
green and the go. That's the only one I got eyes for. All right, and shout out to Robert Morris University since my daughter go there. They won this weekend too.
Nice.
Beat West Liberty. All right, shout out to West Liberty. I don't care where you're from, you got to take a L. All right. Teach, we paying tuition over there. It costs, man. You feel me? So I became a fan. I became a fan when they
Right.
start getting that money, bro. Yeah.
I'm on the same day. I'm with
You
you, bro.
already know, bro.
We were
Facts.
just
Hey, all right. You got how much you cost? Let's go, Bobby Moe. All right. I don't care who y'all play. I want you to win every game. Okay. If it's competitive chess, if it's this is the academic spelling kind. I don't care who you are. If you
right.
represent Robert Morris, I'm on your team. All right. You got me in your corner.
Okay.
Sheesh. Let's go. My dog.
Oh,
Hey, as always, though, man, appreciate the heck out you, man. Keep doing your thing, all right? And like I said, man, we spin the block, do this next week. I know you gotta get back to work, though, baby, all right?
you
So
gotta
get it
set
in,
some
get it
edges
in,
and run
man.
to the ball, man. Set edges
Come
and run
on,
to the
man.
ball. We'll be all right.
It's simple. It's simple, baby.
Set edges and run to the ball, man. We'll work it out.
My dog, my
No
dog.
doubt.
Alrighty, baby. Peace there, man. Shout out right there, man. Steelers linebacker, Steelers alum, West Virginia Mountaineer alum, current defensive coordinator, Norfolk State University, Terence Garvin, joining us for a little bit today, man. Like I said, take some time out his busy schedule, man. But if y'all enjoyed my dog being up here with me, man, hit the like button one time for the culture and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Said always good to chop it up with the homie though, man. Always good. Alrighty. And I think we got a couple of super chats that came in on the back end. So let's get those. Take these headphones out too. I like it. I like it. Okay. Okay. Oh man, shout out to the homie Farron Bradford, brother. Good to see you, Farron Bradford. Man, always good to see you. He says, when are we going to hold the DC to the fire? I think Terrell Lawson has definitely been held to the fire, and we all know that that's the scapegoat. He'll be the first one, whether it's justified or not. That's gonna be the first one to go. Why? Because everybody is identify him as a scapegoat. Like I said, it doesn't matter good, bad, right, wrong. When you are the coordinator by title, you go down with the defensive ship, right? It doesn't matter if those guys that are out there aren't doing what they're supposed to do, or even they're not doing what they're being coached to do, whether that's from you directly or from your staff, right? LB coach, secondary coach, D line coach. It is what it is. It still goes back to the head of the ship. So I don't think there is a lack of Terrell Austin being held to the fire. Nah, I think that people want him fired now and they just don't want to wait. So because of that, it feels as if there's a lack of accountability. But nah, that ain't the case. Same with Matt Canada when he was here. It's like, yo, they're not trying to uproot what they've planned for and worked for in the middle of the season. But regardless of the intent, it's like, yeah, if it continues in a certain way, they'll make those moves. They did it before. Matt Canada was the example, right? Because prior to that, they had never seen a coach or coordinator be fired or removed of their services in season. But the Steelers showed you that, hey, man, we can't keep this going because regardless of why, who, what, the product isn't what we need. It's not the standard. And that's why they moved on from Matt Canada. We could point and say, well, hey, man, was Kenny Pickett, Mitch Trubisky, were they playing well enough? Right? Was the old line protecting well enough? We could go that route, but it's like, yo, none of that matters when you're the coordinator. Coordinator is always going to go first. So that's why to me is like, yeah, man, Terrell Lawson is for sure the front seat of the fire more than anybody else from a defensive standpoint. And then guess what happens if offense doesn't pick it up? Or I mean, they've been picking up actually, man. But if they're not consistent and doing well this year, you know who also gets feet to fire? Arthur Smith. So yeah, man, coordinators for sure they don't get no pass, man. And they know that when you sign up to be coordinator in Pittsburgh, and specifically if Coach Tomlin is here, yeah, coordinators are going to get a lot of fire. And that still doesn't take away from Coach Tomlin. Shoot, every day people tell me, hey, man, fire him. He needs to be fired. So part of that I understand, you know? But yeah, definitely nobody not having feet to fire. All right. Definitely nobody not having feet to fire. Shoot, man. Was it man Canada? They was cheering from man. We was watching college game day. It was at fire Matt Canada signs. It's like, hey, all right, guys. Yeah, that's all I had to get. Okay. So yeah. But it was also a sustained effort of bad. When it's sustained bad, yeah, it's hard to justify. It's hard to have patience. And yeah, we see how that goes, baby. Absolutely. Absolutely. Shout out. Oh, fair ref, you spun the block twice. Let's go. Shout out to you. Shout out. He says also, I miss a Landon Roberts. Shout out to E Rob. He says he balances the LB room. 41 can't put that one play on tape. Maybe Coach T needs to be more hands on. So when I look at that play, and the play that you're talking about is old school power. That's the play me and TJ was laughing about, right? Fullback coming downhill, one-on-one in the hole. And unfortunately, Peyton got the bad end of the play, right? Never want to end up like that in any capacity, but most certainly you don't want it to look like that on an explosive run as well, because now it just gets replayed over and over. And yeah, you start to look and question, well, hey, who could we have put out there that maybe that wouldn't have happened to? So obviously Landon Roberts is the first thing that comes up. If we were talking current roster guys, Malik Harrison, when he's healthy, he would have been the other guy, right? But to me, I still think that's us trying to react to it after the fact. Because yeah, if Malik is out there, or even if it is Landon Roberts out there, what's the probability of them calling that play? They probably don't, because they're saying, hey, those guys should destroy that. So let's do the alternative, which is let's spread them out and make them cover. And then that's when we would all be saying, what? Man, I wish Peyton Wilson was out there, because Peyton could run with these tight ends, these running backs, and cover these guys. So we're kind of in that, limbo when you have smaller, more athletic, rangier LBs. part of the negative is, yeah, you run directly at them. They should be lacking some of the physical part. So for me, I look and I say, D-line, you guys have to be more consistent keeping those smaller LBs clean. And for those smaller LBs, if you can't meet it head on when you do decide to run around blocks, backdoor some of the blocks, which our guys like to do, you have to be right. Because that long Kenneth Gainwell run at the end, it's literally that part of it. Dudes running path of least resistance because they're super athletic, but they both were wrong. So now you take yourself out the play, and you cut off anybody that's trying to pursue on the back end to catch the guy, but they're athletic enough to make the play. So that's the thing where with those smaller guys, you can see the pros and cons to their game versus the bigger LBs and the pros and cons to their game. It's just, it sucks when you see it like that, where it's like, man, they got the perfect call for what we have right now. And unfortunately, he has more lead in his pencil than you do at this moment. And we're watching him, in terms of the fullback, win that block and win it in a landslide type of way, man. So that's the thing, though, man. But in terms of Coach Tom being more hands-on, I mean, that's a fair critique. I personally think that he is actually a lot more hands-on. Some people feel like he's too hands-on. But either way, man, I could definitely understand the frustration, though, man, 1,000%. Because regardless of who is or who isn't, shoot, man, you got to be better. You got to be more consistent with that thing, all right? Straight like that. But let me see. I like it. Well, yeah, I did get all of our supers in. All right. And yeah, man. So we are groovy. We are gravy. So, like I said, man, that will conclude us for today. But we're going to do, because yeah, shoot, I'm just thinking about it. We'll be back on here tomorrow, though, man. But say, because me and Tanish gonna be back in here tomorrow. All right. So absolutely, man. We'll see you. Yeah, in a couple hours. All right. Yeah, go out. Back on this thing tomorrow night. I'll be back on this thing, man. Talking this up some more, man. So trust me, man. Stay a part of the conversation, but we will also, we'll have a little bit more space from it, man. We also got to talk about some of these college quarterbacks too from the weekend, man. Some of them dudes, I ain't really like what I saw. But then others, it was like, okay, all right, something, hey, it's a little flash, a little pop, little love. All right. So we're gonna talk about that as well. But like I said, man, definitely make sure that y'all tap into all the content that has been dropping. Like I said earlier today, man, me and Mark Bergen, we dropped our conversation, man, where we recap the game. Like I said, tomorrow, me and Tanisha will be having our joint live stream. She also has her reaction video up on the page. A lot of y'all have already interacted with that. Salute to y'all. Y'all obviously had my initial reaction following the game. Shout out to the members also, man. Y'all got early access and exclusive access videos currently and getting added to there this week. So make sure y'all tap into that. All my members, my upper room people. All right, salute to y'all. Trying to think, am I forgetting any other content? Oh, and the YA Black interview. Shout out to everybody that has checked that out. He was on the show last Thursday with us, man, talking about, how he came to the Steelers, man, his relationship with some of the college teammates that he had at Iowa that now are currently on this team. It was a really dope interview, man. So like I said, definitely check that out as well. And yeah, I think that's everything. So with that being the case, man, salute to y'all. Y'all stay safe out there. Don't forget to like it and subscribe on the way out. And until next time, baby, peace.